definitely interested to hear whatever businesses you guys may own or have. It doesn't matter whether it's it's an LLC, it's a corporation, it's a fictitious name. It doesn't matter if it's just a service that you're doing outside your house. You could be braiding hair or whatever. We don't care. Whatever you got, please, by all means, let us know. We want to hear it. We want to hear you share it with everybody in there. Let everybody know what type of business service you offer. If it's a YouTube channel, if it's a Facebook page, I don't care. If you're selling Girl Scout cookies, whatever you're doing to make extra money, uh, provide another source of income or whatever, please, by all means, feel free tonight to go ahead and share that with everybody else. You can put your information in the Jumbotron as well, too, so request to come up and speak. And we definitely, like I said, we want to hear what everybody has, what they're trying to offer and whatnot. And also while we're doing that, we're also going to be talking about reparations as well, too. Lots of different things. I know everybody heard about Newsom and vetoing the bill extending the reparation committee deadline. So we have a bunch of different things that we want to talk about dealing with reparations. So by all means, anybody that wants to come up and speak, Princess, I see that you requested the mic. Is there something that you want to say early?
Oh, I just wanted to say hello and tell everyone about my business and my services. And I am a messaging strategist and a branding strategist. So if you have a business, I work with you with your messaging and also with your advertising, especially on social media, using TikTok and other platforms to promote your business. So if anyone wants to, talk to me about that, they can go ahead and follow me and inbox me, and I would love to talk to you and help you with your business. Thank you.
Definitely, sister. Do you have a link to your business that you could add in the Jumbotron just for people that may be coming in that missed it as well? So I'm glad to have you go and just kind of let everybody know. Like I said, guys, if you have something, please by all means come on up here and let us know.
Yeah, I'll put it in the Jumbotron if I know how. My business is called Princess King International.
Okay. So definitely, like I say, I'm glad that you went ahead and you let everybody know. As people come in, hopefully we'll get more people to actually come up and put it in a Jumbotron and let everybody know, speak on it. If you want to speak for a minute or two or three or four, we don't care. Just go ahead and use this as a way of just letting people know what type of business or service that you offer. Like I said, this is black-owned business and the reparations space. So, and I know you guys, you've been seeing a lot going on in the news also as well too about the reparations out there in California. But it seems like reparations has taken a global conversation because while we're talking about reparations here, and we were the ones that really push it here in this country and whatnot, globally, you see everybody's talking about reparations right now. From when the Queen of England died, you had all of the former territories, the colonial possessions of Great Britain. Everybody over there is asking for reparations. Now you have Poland demanding $1.3 million war reparations from Germany. You have this big thing going on globally around the world where you have a bunch of people that's talking about calling for climate reparations and stuff like that. So it's just right now the reparation talk is driving the discussion on so many different fronts and whatnot. So yeah, we just like I say that we want to focus on that. We want to, a lot of people are anxious to see like when the reparations come and how long do you think it's going to be and this and that. And it's something that nobody can really answer. As long as I said we just keep pushing for that fight. This may be this. It took generations for us to get in this predicament. It's going to take generations for us to get out of this predicament as well too. So we're going to mix in the reparation talk. We're going to mix in the actual black business talk. So I'm just interested to hear people's perspective on both, really, tell you the truth. Ray, what's going on, man? I didn't think he was going to be coming up in the space tonight.
Excuse me, man. I didn't either, man. So for those that didn't hear, man, I've been having some issues with Twitter, man. I made a post a couple days ago. This jackass threatening to hurt my child, so I had to put some straightening on his ass. And Twitter banned me for it wasn't hate speech, it was something else. They tried to ban me, but they gave me the option that basically said, hey, if you just say you fucked up, we'll give you your account back. So I just kind of took the L on it. To be honest, but yeah, I'm still on his ass.
Radar, let me ask you a question. Do you have any black-owned businesses? Not only guys, if you know any black-owned business that you want to give a shout out to, any that you know that's out there doing a good job or whatever, please, by all means, come on up here and request the mic or whatever. So if you know of any that's doing a good job or any good services out there, please go ahead and let us know. By all means, we want to hear it as well too. So I definitely want to get everybody's perspective on the reparations, on black-owned business. If you got any ideas about how to increase black-owned business, how we can do a better job of doing it as well, this is the space that we want to talk about it. We want to go ahead and share that with everybody. So definitely appreciate everybody that's coming up in the space. Go ahead, Ray.
Yeah, this is something that we need to talk about, bro. I'm just gonna be the one to say it. I love my black people. I do my best to support black-owned businesses what I can, but we got to lower some of these prices, bro. So I know a girl that I support, from Georgia. I told everybody from Valdosta. When I go home, I always try to support a little business, man. Well, not a little business. So I'm a guy that have it too with saying little business. That's not right. I'm in the, I'm supporting her business. And when you go there, bro, she's selling plates for like $30, like one plate. And it's like, God damn, like I want to support, but I mean, you kind of hurt my little funds I got too. But to answer your question, no, I do not. I do not myself own a business. I wish I did. Obviously, no, I'm former military, so I was moving around all the time. I did 5 deployments. I would have no time to try to run a business. It's really hard to do that, if you're in all these different countries and things.
Definitely. Now, DJ, you up in the space? Are you still? I know you came up in, and when you get a chance, I want you to tell everybody about your black-owned business as well too. So anybody that's in it, like I said, you guys, whether you got a T-shirt company, whether you braid hair at the house, whatever you do, like I said, anything that you do that's providing service to the community or whatever, anything that you can make an income off, anything that you can promote right now in this space, please go ahead. Don't hesitate. Let us all know or whatever. We want to know about our people out there that own business. We want to know about our people out there that's entrepreneurs. If you got a book deal, go ahead and let us know any and everything that you do to bring in a dime. Let us know. Let us know. Please go ahead and promote it right now while you can. Go ahead, share your links to your site. If you got a phone number that you want to put up in the Jumbotron, anything that you guys can do. And at the same time, please, I want to hear about the reparation talk as well too. So this is going to be a two-way space tonight. It's going to be about black-owned business, and it's also going to be about reparations as well too. So I want to hear everybody that's got something to say. Anything that's worth saying, please come up here. Like I say, and you can mix it. You can go from black-owned business, you go to reparations. We don't care. We just want to go ahead and get the space started, get people conversating and whatnot. Let us know what you share, what you got, what you think. If it's black-owned business, that's fine. If it's reparations, that's fine. Any new development in reparations that you guys know about, Cash, I know you stay on it or whatever. So, and if you guys heard any new developments today, please share that with us as well too. So, like I said, we just want to get everybody's posts on what they're doing, like where you at nationally. If you're in New York and you own a business, if you're in Florida, if you're in California, wherever you at, it doesn't matter whether it's small or it's large, or it's medium sized, family owned, anything that you can think of, sole proprietor. Please go ahead and share it with us. Like I say, this is the space, this is the time. You never know, you might make a connection with somebody online. And my sisters that's on here that own a business. We heard from Princess. She was the first one to let us know about the type of business she offered or whatever. So we definitely appreciate that sister letting us know about that as well. Aunt Lai, looks like we're losing Aunt Lai. She was up in here. I don't know if she was going to say something about her book, anything. DJ, how's the reception? Can you hear me?
Hey, the reception's good, bro. They might just be calling the Matrix.
No, I'm here. I'm actually, you already know when I come up here, I start posting shit. So I'm in the building. I just might not be saying nothing. But what's good, everybody? Black folk, reparations up. Let's go. But give me 2 seconds. I'm coming right back, and I'm glad you up here, Ray. Well, fuck that motherfucker that threatened your baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We see that nigga sliding on my West Coast nigga. You know what I'm saying? Slide on that
also,
nigga.
Like I say,
when I see him, bro, he gonna have to catch it with me. I promise you that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, I was gonna say also.
He's gonna have to catch it from all of us. You know what I'm saying? We're West Coast homies. You see this nigga out on the street, hit him with the 2-piece and a biscuit. I'll be right back though. Hold it down.
Any of you guys got anything, like I said, and about the actual because I know a lot of people talking about Governor Newsom, and they feel like what he's doing right now out there in Cali in terms of the reparations is just a political stunt to try to gain him favor for him running for president in 2024. My thing is, everything that the people do in terms of politics is always political. So there's always a reason behind something like that. So I mean, of course, he's not just doing it out of the goodness of his heart. He intends to he's trying to earn some brownie points and whatnot, and he feels, hey, that's something that will energize his voting block out there as well too. Black Pressure, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hey, what's up, Black family? What's up, News? What's up, Ray? What's up, DJ? I'm doing well, sir. You make a great point, News, about that him signing that. Well, signing that veto is more like symbolism, but what a lot of people don't realize is when what's his name, Lyndon Johnson, when he signed the Civil Rights Act, he hated niggas. He didn't want to do that. But that was a political move for him, and it worked out well. So I'm not going to really get off into it because I know what the subject matter is about. But that's a great point you made.
Now he actually makes a hell of a point, because it was Lyndon Johnson that said they could have N-words voting Democrat for the next 100 years. So
100%.
Like you said, man, they will absolutely do something to make themselves look better. They don't really care about us. There'll always be a trick bag in it. Like in the Civil Rights Act, they put the word minority in there. That threw us all off, because after that, they started making white women minorities. They started making gay men minorities. Everybody was a damn minority at that point. So it kind of deflated what we fought so hard for.
Also, Ray, too, when Trump was, I think he was trying to do that platinum plan, and black people made the worst political move. Well, Trump is a racist. So what? Let him give us something. I don't give a damn what he is. Let's use it. And I'll land my plane there.
Hey, the platinum plan pressure was Biden's, I believe. Trump didn't have a plan, but Trump was willing to meet with Ice Cube prior to the election, though.
Yeah, the other one talking about we're going to wait till after the election, then you come talk to us. But even in the platinum plan, it had little trick bag words like this is for minorities. And, we'll give you Juneteenth, which is intangible. All right, cool, we got the day off, but we're still broke. So, we're not getting anything from that. But I'll land right there.
Just anybody know.
Just real quick. Hey, let me say this real quick because I'm in the spot real fast. Everybody could go online. I'll post it to the Jumbotron in a second, but go look up Ice Cube's contract for Black America. Ice Cube's contract for Black America. Go look it up, all right?
And just to let everybody know that came up in the spot, we're talking about black-owned business and reparations. If you guys have a black-owned business, go ahead and request to speak. Come up and let us know. You can talk about it. You can post your links in the Jumbotron as well too. This is a two-way space. We're going to be talking about reparations tonight, and we're going to be talking about black-owned business. And just getting back to the reparation talk real quick. I don't have an issue. Like, if Gavin wants to try to win the black vote over or whatever, because politics is supposed to be about deals anyway, deal breaking, deal making, and everything else. So if he wants to go up here and if he wants to win the black vote, and he thinks that by doing that reparations is key or whatever, I'll applaud him or whatever. Like, even if he has ulterior motives, like I say, every politician that's in power or trying to get power has ulterior motives or whatever. So if he feels that, hey, if we can go ahead and we can start getting these black people, reparations and stuff like this and that, and it's going to ensure that my party is going to retain the black vote, that would be something actually worthwhile for a change. Instead of just giving the black vote to the Democrats for nothing, if they're going to go ahead and he's going to be one of the ones that really push it. Now, is he going to push it to the point that he's just pushing it right now while he's in California? What about when it's time for him to run for president or whatever? Is he going to continue to push that or whatever? So I think we just need to kind of keep our eyes on that as well too. Like I said, I don't have an issue. What's his name? That we were just talking about, Lyndon B. Johnson. He had enough sense to know that, hey, if I get these black people right here, if we do this, what we're talking about, then yeah, I'm gonna have a black vote for the next 50, 60 years. And I mean, it was a stroke of genius. He went ahead, he put his pen to the paper, and things that black people couldn't get. I mean, maybe you was getting nothing before, and it might be just crumbs now, but to black people, when they got that back in the 60s, it seemed like it made a world of difference. So if you got somebody that's sitting up here and they're saying that we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna try to curry favor with the black folks and we're gonna put this juicy carrot out there and see if they'll take a bite out of it. Hey, if it's legit, I'll give him credit to so far. At least he was smart enough to know that, hey, we're gonna make this lineage based, and he's also smart enough to say, hey, we can't just constantly sit up here and keep trying to play the little game, the delay game, and we're gonna put this off, we're gonna put this off, we're gonna study. So now the next move is on him in California. Let's see exactly how they respond. Let's see if they can go ahead and push this. Because everybody says as California goes, so goes the whole nation. If California can get it to the point, and we know Oregon is also talking about that, if you can get these two states out west and get to the point where they're actually going to start breaking the bank and actually start paying descendants of slaves actual real money and stuff yearly, a yearly salary for some of this stuff that went on, then we just got to kind of wait and see what's going to happen. Princess, you got it.
Hey, thank you, News. I'm in California, so with Governor Newsom, we always felt that he was pretty liberal and open-minded. He has been very supportive of many of the bills that Time Done organization has put forth, and that's an organization that helps incarcerated and formerly incarcerated people, our people, most definitely. What I want to see in the reparations package is small businesses, and not like they did before with the SBA, but actually making sure that Black-owned businesses are in our neighborhoods, real estate, all of those things that pretty much we haven't been given access to, or we have to do all sorts of things to get access to them. I believe that definitely should be in the reparations platform. I want to say that Governor Newsom, when it came time for him to veto the AB 2296, which would have extended the task force, many of the organizers and grassroots folks did not want that extension because we already have all the information. We pretty much know what we want. And so Shirley Weber, who is the author of the task force bill, she called upon the governor. And I don't know if everybody knows Dr. Shirley Weber, but she is an amazing Black elected official, and now she is the Secretary of State in California. And she called on the governor to veto that bill and move it forward. And that's what the grassroots organizers were saying. Put your foot on the gas and let's plow through this, because all the scholars have already chimed in. They already have put a valuation on the reparations package, and it includes land, cash, checks, education, health care, everything that we are lacking, and everything that is a disparity, a huge disparity on Black Americans. So I feel very confident that we are going to get a reparations bill. The next reporting is in December, where we can give public comment on what we would like in the reparations package. So that's going to be very interesting. Another interesting thing was when on the hearing last weekend, there was no white people in that room. That kind of surprised me because it was public comment. You know what I mean? Everyone was invited. I didn't see any white people in that room. And I don't know what that was about, because they're usually up on things and they try to, block and things like that. But that was an interesting observation. But I just want to let everybody know on here, let your voice be heard. I'm in California, and I like to hear everybody's thoughts and what the consensus is, because when I get up to make my public comment, I'm not just speaking for myself, I'm speaking for my brothers and sisters. So I'll land my plane right there.
I want to ask you a question real quick, Princess, before you left. And also for you guys coming in, please, like I said, if you have a black-owned business, you want to give it a shout-out, come up here and request to speak on the mic. You can go ahead and put your contact information in the Jumbotron as well, too. This is a black-owned business space as well as a reparation space. So if you guys have a black-owned business, service, anything dealing with black folks or whatever, then you guys want to go ahead and shout it out and just let everybody in the room know exactly what you have, please, by all means, go ahead. Also, let me give a shout out to Wayne. Wayne, thank you for your contribution on Cash App. And Princess, let me ask you this right here. Now, have they gotten to the point? Because I briefly saw something with the actual thing with Oregon that they were actually doing like a breakdown of what each person could possibly be given for the reparations. Has it got to that point in California yet where they said, well, that the average descendant of slave black person would get $80,000 a year or 70,000 or 100,000? Have they come with those calculations yet, or they're still, it's not to that point yet?
That's a good question. I believe the task force has a valuation for it in mind, but they're not saying anything right now because they need to hear from the public. I had a conversation with one of the task force members, Mr. Reginald Sawyer, Assemblyperson Reginald Sawyer, and we kind of chopped it up. And I said, you know what, we just got to put the valuation of it very extremely high because they're going to chop it down anyway. So some people were like, well, that's not appropriate and that's unreasonable. And I was like, no, that's just negotiation. We have to do that so that they will come to terms. They haven't, but I haven't heard a valuation for California. The only valuation I've heard was from Dr. Sandy Garrity. He said 14 trillion for the whole nation. So I haven't done the math as far as that pertains to California, and but I'm gonna try and do that tonight to figure out what that looks like based on per capita and the size of California. But I know Oregon, they need to go back to the drawing board because they said that they wanted to give every black Oregon 123K a year and for the rest of their life. But they made it so you had to sign up this December, and if you didn't sign up by December, then you just asked out. So I think that a lot of organizers and activists need to go into Oregon, and they are not really listening to. It seems like they're not taking it seriously, and so I don't even know why they did that. They're just saying, well, you just take the 123K, and I think it should be land, money, healthcare, education, all of those things, small businesses, all of those things.
And I agree 100% with you, sister. Like you said, if they're gonna get 120 some K, and that needs to be tax exempt as well too. So the 120K land, as well as like you say, education, interest-free loans, grants. I mean, automatic employment at some of these Fortune 500 companies and stuff, reserve seats for us and this and that. So it's a host of things that needs to go along with just like what you were saying about that too. So the cash is fine, but also like I said, we want the land as well, and we want prime real estate. We don't want to be staying in no damn swamp area or whatever. Okay. We want good real estate, education. And like I say, we're linked in with all of these Fortune 500 companies, these businesses and this and that. The same way y'all reserve seats for white women and minorities and stuff, this is strictly for black Americans, descendants of slaves. Nobody else can get this right here. This is exactly ours. I don't care if you have 100 people at your corporation, 15 to 20% of that is going to be reserved for black Americans. So that's other things as well that we need to go ahead and add into the actual on the plate as well too.
Can I say something else, News?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
I wanted to say also, I want to really advocate for black men because they have gotten not even a short end of any stick. You know what I mean? The black man is always X'd out of all these high wage jobs, as far as union jobs with construction sites and street maintenance. We never see our brothers on these sites. And that's by design. They are literally obstructing black men from working. And so some black men would like to do that. But they've been X'd out of that equation. And so I want to definitely advocate for our men because, man, they just put our brothers on the bottom, and we don't like it. Period.
And like you say, sister, that's by design. They know exactly what they're doing. And thank you for speaking out. Our sisters are speaking out, and they see the actual trick bag or whatever. And I can tell you, I'm gonna give it to you, Black Pressure. I can tell you, just for the amount of articles and stuff I received, that they do a lot. They try to play this divide game, even in terms of giving assets to our sisters and stuff. That, oh, well, we're gonna give 100 black women X amount of dollars to start a business. We're gonna give 100 black girls X amount of things to do this. We're gonna give 100 of them. And like, what about the black men and what about the black boys? Don't they count? You know, they have lives as well too. By pushing the black boys out and the black men out, you're looking to try to go ahead and create that gender divide. And you're also, by doing that, you're trying to replace black men in terms of being able to contribute to the household and provide for the communities and things of that nature as well too. So it's an underhanded thing. Like, I don't blame these sisters. Get every dime that you can get from these people and this and that. But I just find it funny that you have some of these Fortune 500 companies come out of nowhere and they want to kick X amount of dollars of black women, yet you got 100 brothers over here and they don't want to do a damn thing for them. And then when these brothers get out, and some of these brothers go to jail and stuff and get out, they can't find a job. Nobody wants to employ them. Nobody wants to give them a second chance. They done served their time. They've done what they had to do. They paid their debt to society. Yet nobody wants to hire the brothers or give them a chance or give them something, a livable wage. I'm not talking about no $7-8 an hour, because they working them like slaves in a damn prison, paying people 10 cents and stuff like that to do all of this stuff right here. The prison industrial system here in the United States is just as corrupt as it wants to be. So I'm definitely in agreement with you. Black Pressure, I'm gonna get to you. Let me hear real quick what Cash got to say. I know he's got some information he wants to probably share.
Just real quick, Newstoter, to the point. Thank you for having the room. Just real quick to the question about California and if they suggested actual numbers. No, unfortunately. And because Oregon we can use that precedent to argue that California is a richer state as far as economy, as well. It's a higher cost of living. To be specific, it's 39% higher cost of living for housing alone in California versus Oregon. And so if Oregon's offering 123, which we would argue is a low ball, first and foremost, but if they're offering 123, that would mean in California you need 177,000 every year in lifetime payments, tax-free. So that's what I've been calling into the task force to say we could argue is that the statewide reparations claims can be tied to the cost of living and be proportional. One more thing is that we've mentioned, and we actually came to a bit of a consensus as a community in the previous room, that lump sum payments should be an option as a part of reparations alongside lifetime payments, especially for those who are elders who've reached 50 years old. They should be able to receive a lump sum up front. So we're going to argue that happens in the California reparations. And again, this is all thanks to Oregon even setting a number and a precedent of lifetime payments, so that we have that to wrap our minds around and those numbers to work from to argue higher and lower. And that's still separate from the federal claim. So yeah, thank you for the question, and shout outs to all those who are keeping up with California and nationwide reparations.
Cash, let me piggyback off of what you said real quick, and I want to ask you, with the actual lump sums that you're talking about for the people that's 50 years and older, because 50 ain't that old or whatever, but I get you, like, taking a lump sum just in case. But let's say that the person passes away 50. Does that money go along to their kids and their family members, anybody like that? Because we don't want the money going back to the government.
Oh, yes, sir, guaranteed. I'm fighting for generational wealth for our people. And this is just income when we talk about direct cash payments. But I'm planning for my father to receive reparations, my mother, my little sister, and my little brother, as well as myself. And I don't want my father, who's reached 50, to be receiving the same check as me. Something seems wrong and backwards about that. And if he passes tomorrow, God forbid or whatever, he would only have $200,000 to pass down according to the Oregon bill. That's why in California we're arguing that there needs to be a lump sum for people over a certain age. As well, the number needs to start from birth instead of 18, and there shouldn't be a deadline, which Oregon's trying to set a precedent for, but we're fighting against in the California claim. So shout out to Oregon for suggesting that bill, and we're going to stand on those shoulders to create even better plans. One more thing I wanted to mention for California is that they released a 6-page preliminary recommendation for reparations, and it's comprehensive up to 13 different subsections, which have bullet points under them. Compensation is mentioned 5 times. I just wanted to shout out one of the forms of compensation in past Mike. California, along with us fighting for the lifetime payments similar to Oregon, they've opened the door for compensation for lifetime payments for race-related stress, psychological harm from race-related stress. And I'll just read the paragraph in past Mike. It says, compensate both financially and with cost-free, I'm going to say that again, both financially and with cost-free, high-quality comprehensive services and supports individuals whose mental and physical health has been permanently damaged by the anti-Black healthcare system policies and treatment, including but not limited to those subjected to forced sterilization, medical experimentation, racist sentencing disparities, police violence, environmental racism, and physical harm from race-related stress. That means if you're a victim of PTSD from believing that you might be a victim of a Dylan Roof, of X, Y, and Z, you would receive lifetime payments for that. So California's opened the possibility for us to get compensated in multiple different ways, which might add up to much more than 123,000. But all that to say, California is a beacon up on a hill that we still have access to chisel and make what we want it to be. And we can use Oregon's bill to fight for that and to have numbers to back it. And so shout outs to California and to Oregon straight up.
Cash, I'm going to come back to you because I actually want to ask you a question. I'm going to go to Black Pressure, but I actually want to ask you a question too. So Black Pressure, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hey, news, mine is quick. You're going to get to ask your question real quick. I just want to say to the Queen Princess and to the King Cash Gaines, I know it might not feel like it, but this is coming straight from me. Man, we are rooting for y'all. I'm down here in Houston. And I know it might, like I say, I know it might not feel like it. The whole United States is looking at California. We rooting for y'all. We praying for y'all. And, I'm not religious. So if I said a prayer, God might ask me who I am. But whatever it means, coming from me, man, we are really in your corner, man. And like I said, we rooting for you. We supporting you. We praying for you. Everything. So, man, if that means anything, like I said, just remember that, and I'll land my plane there.
Thank you.
Cash, I wanted to ask you just one quick question. And you said something that kind of caught my attention when you were saying that, basically, I know you're saying that you, when I'm thinking about reparations, I'm thinking, okay, yeah, like your family, everybody that's in your family right now, they're going to go ahead and get the reparations. I'm thinking like we all would get the same, like I would get the same as my parents and kids would get the same as me and this and that. But it sounded like you were saying something a little bit different. Like, are you basically saying that because they're older that you think that they should be entitled to more? Or could you just clarify that a little bit for me?
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that per se. Someone left a comment under the Oregon bill that I posted on my page saying that essentially after over 50 years, that you'd have $6 million, right? I hadn't done that math, but it made me think like there's some people who survived till 50 who would be, like I said, receiving that same paycheck as me, and that doesn't seem fair to me. I also was thinking about it when I was mentioning that Holocaust survivors receive not only lifetime payments themselves, but they were able to claim their uncles, aunts, and guardians who had died in the Holocaust. So they were receiving sometimes 2 and 3 checks. And I used to make the comparison that George Floyd's daughter receives a lifetime payment, but she should also be eligible to receive his. He should still be here to be working and passing down wealth to her, had not been a victim of white supremacy. And so in that conversation, I looked at why would George Floyd be getting the same check as me, the same check as his daughter? I do think we all should get the same amount when it comes to the statewide claim, but I still feel like those who are over a certain age should get a lump sum to start and then still be receiving the same pay as me for what our ancestors did. I don't believe that. Let me say it another way. Dr. Darity is, in my understanding, in his late 70s, almost 80s, and he's talking about a reparations plan federally that would pay out over 10 years. I feel like he's maybe trying to rush it to make sure that it would, pass out within his lifetime so that he can pass that down. Instead, I think that he should get the whole 850 up front because he's almost 80. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a different way of looking at it. I feel like people who are up there in age have less time to let that shit hit every year and to be able to pass down true wealth to us. And again, it's only income. So let me just clarify one more time. I'm not saying that my father, who's over 50, should get paid more than me. We will both get the same check. He would just be eligible to receive a lump sum payment as well for the 50 years that he should have gotten the checks up until this day. Hopefully, that's not convoluted.
Oh no, I agree with what you're saying too. Like, yeah, older people and stuff like that, especially if you talk about somebody 75, 80 years of age. Listen, they don't worry about talk about giving them just a yearly income or whatever. Go ahead and give those people their money right now, man. And that's not to say that we don't have younger people that don't die every day, which we know we do. But the fact of the matter, on average, somebody 30 is going to outlive somebody 80. That's just the law of averages. But that's not to say that we don't have exceptions and things of that nature as well too. So another thing is, I hear so many different totals. And Cash, if you have a business, a black-owned business, anything that you want to give a shout-out, brother, go ahead and get on the mic and let us know or whatever. Go ahead and shout out your business. That's anybody in the space. If you guys have a black-owned business, like I said, we're trying to go ahead and promote black-owned businesses as well, too. So if you guys have a black-owned business, go ahead. So far, we only had Princess come up here. I know some of y'all got some businesses on the side now. Thumbs down. Okay enough. I know some of the people in here got some business. Don't be shy now. If you got something, go ahead. Let us know. If you don't want to say nothing, that's fine too. You can always leave it in the comments section or whatever, guys. Go ahead, Cash.
Me, I'll go ahead. First, I have a production company filming street dance events, influencer videos. It's called Box Avoided, which is thinking outside the box. I have an Instagram page for it and stuff, and that's actually a secondary company from the original company I created and still own the trademark to, called Yak Films, which is a YouTube channel with 1 million subscribers from 10 years of me traveling to 31 countries, filming dance events and commercials and hosting a show, actually. That was on Verizon and a couple other things, but influencer videos and hosting shows. But as COVID happened and I started getting more into realizing who we were as Black Americans and what we're owed, I got frustrated that many people were saying that direct cash payments and throwing money at our community ain't gonna solve nothing, that Black people gonna spend their money on Mercedes-Benz, foreign cars, and Versace and stuff. And I was like, how can we make it not even about money, but about our land? And how can we update the mule to something that's like American or modern day? And that's kind of how I came up with the 40 acres and a Tesla hashtag. All that being said, a lot of people started making T-shirts after they heard me call into the California task force, saying we want 40 acres and a Tesla as an update to the mule. A lot of people started trying to argue with me, that saying that I was trying to make Elon Musk rich. Articles were written about it, and it came to the point where I was like, how can I produce something that can make it a conversation starter? So I partnered with Rashad Singleton, who's a reparations and former NBA player, who had a website called Black Energy Shop, where he was just selling hoodies that said, reparations now. And I was like, yo, can I partner with you, 50-50, and we'll release, a mug that says 40 acres and a Tesla, and even better, a backpack for the youth that says 40 acres and a blank, so that they can update the mule to whatever they see it as and decorate the backpack. It's kind of inviting them to decorate it. So if y'all take a look in my bio on Twitter, you'll see the Black Energy Shop link for the backpack with free shipping. And again, it's the point is not really for me to be rich off of backpacks. The point is for youth. I was actually looking into backpack drives so I could pass up these backpacks to low-income neighborhoods, really to Black kids. And again, I want them to see a backpack that says they're owed 40 acres of land and think about what they're going to be doing with it and what they would update the mule to be if it's not going to be a Tesla. And if not, then the Tesla. So those are the two things I contribute: a product and a service to our people. I'll pass the mic on that. Thank you for asking.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. And if you got any links, anything that you want to put in the Jumbotron, please, by all means, go ahead. And you guys definitely go ahead and follow Cash. Everybody that's in the Twitter space, make sure you follow this brother. Very sharp, very intellectual brother. He's definitely up on this the reparation claim. So definitely, if you guys want to stay informed, definitely follow this brother. He's definitely doing work out there in the community. So Cash, we definitely support you and definitely wish the best for your business as well, brother. So keep doing what you're doing. We need more young entrepreneurs out there stumping. So definitely glad to have you up in the space. Miss Enough, go ahead and unmute your mic, sister.
Okay, I just wanted to apologize. I didn't mean to put the thumbs down. That's the only reason I came up, just to put that out there. Okay.
I saw you put the thumb back up, so I knew everything was all good.
Okay, but you didn't have to bust me out in the room, right? Respectfully. But yeah. All right. Thank you.
Newstoter, if I may say one more thing, in looking at the $100,000 a year and sitting back, I used to make jokes as a child saying I wanted to own a parking lot because it costs low maintenance. All you gotta do is paint lines on the ground, and people always gotta park a vehicle, right? But in talking with other people about what we're gonna spend our money on, people made jokes about BBL and all that, and I was like, well, own a BBL clinic if you got an issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, make the money. And I used to be like, man, black people probably gonna buy yachts and stuff like that too. And I started searching, like, is there a black-owned yacht company? Because I'm for sure gonna get a yacht. Like, we got sold up the river. We coming back down in style. I had white friends who used to say that they wanted to buy a boat and go to every island of the Caribbean, just one by one. And I used to sit back and be like, what kind of crazy-ass rich boy white shit is that? And guess what? That's what I'm going to do when I get my yacht. And just so y'all know, I'm actually starting a yacht company with my reparations. So anybody who wants a yacht designed by Black Americans, you know what I'm saying? Let me know. I'm going to call you Captain Enough, Captain Ray, Captain Newstoter from now on. And once we get our reparations, we're going to have a nice ass, you know what I'm saying, mansion on the lake for you. Let me know.
That's what I'm talking about. The cruising in style for real. That'd be nice to see.
Checkbox system with the reparations, bro. You know I'm always bug you about that shit. You need to work on that, bro. I'll help talk about that checkbox system, man. Hey, look, man, I've been affected by racial employment. Y'all need some reparations for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. I can't enough that California ain't just the one check over lifetime payments that's being offered by Oregon. They got 5 different forms of compensation. So I'm imagining California's of land theft, and you check all that apply. Because reparations, people keep playing in our face and trying to make it an either or. Make it what do you see reparations as? Housing or education or healthcare, which is what happened in Evanston, Illinois' case. We need to make sure that doesn't happen in California's case, and we can use the strength of the precedent set by Oregon's bill, plus Special Field Order 15, and whatever we demand reparations to be. People talk about 850 credit score resets. They talk about student loan cancellation for Black Americans specifically, about freedmen who were incarcerated being able to vote. It's way more comprehensive than I could ever express because I only got the 2 hands. But I'm just saying I know what I'm going to do with my check, and I know that it's going to be something for our people because we're going to be the luxury class of human being on the planet and the investor class of America, not the labor force ever again. Thank you.
Dad, I appreciate you, brother. Definitely appreciate you. Shepard, I'm going to let you go, but 1 second. Let me get to one of our ladies up here real quick. Let me get to It's All About Yahweh, and then I'm going to come back to you, Shepard.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some reparations for living in the hood too. Put that on the chat box. But go ahead, sister. My bad. I need reparations for being in the hood. Go ahead. You know what I'm saying?
You're right, DJ. Thank you, Newstoter, DJ, and Ray, and to all of the people in the building. Just wanted to come in real quick to talk a little bit. It's not my specific business, but I just support my significant other in his quest to have a business. So during the pandemic, he was inspired. Him and his brother was inspired due to the loss of so many people lost their jobs, and his brother lost his job because he did not want to take the shot. I lost my job. So many of us was affected by the pandemic in that respect. So the brothers, their brothers came together to say, okay, what can we do to not only increase our revenue, create job security for us, but generational wealth. So his brother came up with Design by Nature apparel, and it's a wonderful brand. We was working on it throughout the entire pandemic. He wanted to have clothing that represent Black America in a very good way. And so they started off now. They doing T-shirts, hoodies, caps, and we started off with King, Queen, and Hustle, which stands for Heads Up, Stand Tall, and Eat. And we was doing really good with it, selling it. Everyone was inspired by the inspirational quotes that we have on there. Then my significant other wanted to up it a notch. So he has 2 more, which is Sturdy and We Outside. And those is really nice because they're color coordinated. And it's been actually, those have been our best sellers. He's been really connecting with the youth and connecting with big people in business. He was connecting to people in London. He went to the Harlem basketball and was connecting with people that was doing basketball. So it's getting out there. But right now we decided to do everything in-house. So prior we was having the shirts printed and selling it like that and having the hats printed. So now what he decided to do was do his own printing. So in addition to having his clothing brand, he's doing custom apparel. So you can request anything that you want, any statements, any colors. It's all in-house. And he recently invested into an embroidery machine. So he's going to be making his own caps, his own sweaters, hoodies with the different logos. We worked on the logos and everything like that. And so far, it's doing really good. It's selling really fast. People are feeling it. And so I just added the link up on the top. Anyone that would like to look, you can check on it. That's the Instagram. You can see many people wearing the different clothing and everything like that. And I'm just here to support him in my quest to get rehired. But it's a very good brand that I stand by, and I think it's going to be really great in the future. So thank you, Newstoter, for allowing me to shout out. Designed by Nature Apparel. Thank you. Bye-bye.
No problem, sister. Did you want to add anything about the reparations, or are you good?
Hey, shout out to this sister right here. She did our reparations t-shirts for our Jersey pull up. I'll shout out to the bros. Real talk.
No, not really. I'm just learning about reparations. I just what they're doing in California. I just want to say, keep up the great work. We are all rooting for you. We're really proud of the sacrifice and the commitment that you're making, and definitely taking that blueprint and spreading it across all 50 states. Definitely, we want to repeat that. So I just want to tell everyone who's working on the whole lineage, thank you for everything.
This sister, she supports us all the time. She supports me and DJ. It's all about Yahweh. This sister, she's definitely a great supporter of the content and the platform, and I appreciate you so much, sister. Thank you so much for all the support that you've always given. So I definitely appreciate it, and I know you used to didn't really speak at all in the space that you just come and chill. So I'm glad that you actually started to speak more and whatnot. So I enjoy hearing your point of view as well too. So and tell your husband we say congratulations, big shout out to him. You guys check out his apparel and stuff like that. So great shout out to this brother being an entrepreneur and doing this thing in the community as well too. So Shepherd, no, it's your go. I'm gonna go ahead. We got Shepherd, we got Aunt Lot, and we got DP. So Shepherd, go ahead and let us know what's going on in the world, man.
Hey, allow Aunt Lot to go ahead of me. I love hearing Aunt Lot speak. So go ahead.
Okay, you got it, Aunt Lot.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I be tired of hearing myself speak. But how y'all doing tonight? I got a lot to say.
How you doing?
I'm all right. All about y'all. I'm gonna holler at you too because I want those shirts. I want to say, like, as far as my business is concerned, I'm an author. I just recently published a book, and my book is my fight against the criminal justice system. With the discrimination, we're talking here about reparations and why we need reparations. And I think the biggest thing with reparations, and this is what they don't want to admit, the reason why they don't want to give us reparations, or why they're acting like they're retarded, or they don't understand it, or they want to study it, is because they're still doing the damage to us. So they would have to stop doing what they're doing to us because they're actively screwing us. So they would have to literally stop doing that, and they don't want to do that. Like with the Jewish people in this Holocaust, never forget, and you can't even say anything bad about a Jewish person. You can't even say, like it's a S on the end, not an S on the end, because it can never be done to them again. But they are still enslaving us via the criminal justice system. They're still discriminating against us in housing and education. So they don't want to stop doing to us what they're actively doing to us. And my book and my fight was basically, again, I was sold the dream. If you want to make a difference, be the change you want to see, join us, help us get rid of it. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna join law enforcement. I think I'm MacGyver. I think you know what I mean. You couldn't tell me that I wasn't Hunter or Matlock. Me and Matlock wasn't destined to be together because I knew my law, and I'm in law enforcement. I'm like, okay, I'm here. I'm making a change. This is corruption. This is discrimination. I'm telling them this, and they're looking at me like you don't effed up. You're not supposed to be pointing out the fact that we're racist and we're discriminating against you. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, because the mental psychology of it all, of them telling you, I don't know a lot of y'all in the corporate world, but they tell you these are the policies, these are the rules and regulations. This is how you cannot be treated. We cannot discriminate against you. We cannot do these things to you. While they consistently did that to us while we worked in the courts. And the way that mess with my mental health is, y'all crazy. Y'all are actively doing to us what you're telling us by law you can't do to us. But they dared anybody to say something about it, because who's going to hold a court accountable in court? Me. I mean, I don't know why, but I just did. So my business, my book is thebookallegedly.com. But it's also my fight for reparations, because what they're actively doing to us via the criminal justice system. And I really think people need to really take into consideration. My next book, I'm even doing a documentary on it. My next book is going to be about all the cases of innocent people who are charged by the criminal justice system. There's over, I think, 15,000 years that was stolen from Black Americans being incarcerated for crimes they didn't commit. How many people put to death in the past? Or not even the lynchings. We're not even talking about the lynchings that were just done by the regular citizens. We're talking about the state-sanctioned murders by people who put people to death for crimes that they know they didn't commit. Not even including the acts that was done to Emmett Till or things like that. We're talking about the government officials who are doing these things to Black people. And that's another reason why reparations is not only something that we shouldn't be talking about, like every day, which I'm glad there's a constant conversation about it, but it's because they're still actively doing it to us via the 13th Amendment and the criminal justice system. So I do appreciate the talk. I want all the smoke. I'm excited for California. I'm excited for, I believe, Colorado. And I hope future things, I'm very, very hopeful with everything that's going on. But I also want people to understand when they say they will have to stop doing to us what they're doing to us. And I don't think they realize that we realize that they're still doing it to us. And that's why they get the smoke and mirrors of why they can't stop doing it, because they are aware of what they're doing. They're not shocked. So again, my book is the book allegedly. I got to put it in the space up there. I'm a consultant. If you have problems and you can't afford an attorney, I'll help you with the process legally or different things like that to try to help you with your situation. I had a senior citizen who had a tree fall in his garage. The insurance company attempted to extort $15,000 from him. They put a lien on his house. He was a 70-year-old gentleman who kept saying he didn't owe them, but they kept saying that he did owe because they said he owed. And he was able to provide me with the paperwork, and I was able to see that they forged a document. Then they went to court with these fraudulent documentations, and they also put a lien on his house saying he owed them for $15,000, and he did not owe. And I was able to get the case literally dismissed, and he actually should have brought him up on charges, but he didn't because he was 70. He didn't want to fight. But that's another thing. As an elderly African-American who's never had a criminal record, never had a parking ticket, you're in your 70s, You own your property, a tree fall on your house because of a storm, and the insurance company tries to extort you because they know that the seniors don't read the fine lines. So that's another reason why we need reparations, because just the abuse that they do to Black people in every aspect of our life, whether it's the education system, the medical system, the housing system, then the senior citizens, it's just constant. But I'll make my point.
Thank you, Aunt Live. Appreciate that. Shepard, go ahead and unmute your mic. And for you guys that don't know, before we, Shepard, you go ahead. Newstoter is also a Black-owned business, Black-owned news curation platform, largest Black American-owned news curation platform today in America. So, in case any of you guys that's in the space, I'm sure most of y'all already know that. Make sure you guys visit newstoter.com daily. Support us as much as you can. We need to have the eyes on the content. So we need you guys going there daily and just checking out the website, letting us know exactly what's going on and whatnot, tweeting out information and liking posts and everything else here on Twitter. So, Shepard, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Peace. Yo, I appreciate you having this space, fam. This is a good
Hey, Shepard, real quick. Hey, Law book is in the Jumbotron. It should be in the Jumbotron, y'all. All right? Go ahead, Shepard. Go ahead. My bad.
Nah, you good. Yeah, I appreciate you having this space and delineating from just the soul nationalism talk, even though I enjoy both. So being an entrepreneur is not for everybody. It takes a high degree of personal responsibility and attention to details, not only the details from your community, how you're seen, how you market, but also details in the municipal government and how you get your paperwork straight at City Hall and how you're able to operate under the supervision of mostly white. So you have a double focus. You need both your eyes and even your third eye to really keep track of everything that's going on in your business, especially if it's a brick and mortar business that's located in a city. So I want to talk about that specifically. I've been an entrepreneur for the last 20 years. I've owned multiple businesses. I've dealt with City Hall on a lot of different levels for my businesses in the state I live and businesses I've had out of state. I've had many Black business partners in businesses. I've owned percentages of businesses. I've been a silent partner in businesses. I've been an active person who did the build out, who got the lease, who owned the building, who hired the Black plumber, who hired the Black electricians, who made sure that my business was built by Black people. I've been in the game for years. It's made me an animal. So I'm real skeptical about business, and I have a lot to offer as far as advice in business. So I'm speaking from a perspective of, really having, bled for my Black businesses. I guess why I'm so nationalistic and why the two go hand in hand is because when you're a Black man or woman, you have to go down to City Hall and you have to deal with them crackers. You have to deal with them, and you have to deal with them from a level of understanding that there are rules and processes to follow. And that if you do not follow those rules and processes, you cannot move up to the next step. You down on the first floor when you start your business. You're literally just applying for a name to do business as this name, as this LLC, as this sole proprietorship. That's where you start off, on the first floor. And they want you to pay. And it's a small fee to get your business license in the city, depending on what type of business you have. Then you move up. If you have a brick and mortar business, you're going to move up to zoning. You're going to move up to see if your business is properly zoned in that area where you want to open it. It may not be. You may have to move your business somewhere else. Or then you move up even further. You get your permits to go ahead and open your business. Now you got to worry about who regulates your business and what they coming in to tell you that you need to provide and need to have before you can move up another step in the process. If it's a restaurant, well, you got to go to the health department. If it's a business that requires some degree of professional regulation, I just use a barbershop, for instance. I've owned 3 barbershops. So there's the Department of Professional Regulation. It's called DPOR. That's that's another layer which you are under their umbrella. It's all politics in business. If you are a business owner, you know that you need to be, I'm talking about bricks and mortar. If you're a brick and mortar business owner, you know you need to be downtown. You need to be downtown. You need to find out who sits on the board and commission of your business. You need to go to your city council meetings, and you need to meet the people that will influence if your business will be successful or not. Let's talk about that real quick. Every city, every municipal city needs services. They get those services from local businesses. Well, you need to be in that network of the city buying services from your business. And that's a whole nother animal. There's something called an RFP. An RFP is called a request for a proposal, where the city lists how they are looking for you to come and to pay you for what you do already in your business. So there are federal requests for proposals, there's state requests for proposal, and then there's local municipal RFPs, requests for proposals, that everyone should all be up on. You should know what your city needs and what your city will pay for. Even just before you have a business, you should know, hey, damn, I might open this business because the city is paying $75,000 a year just for this one thing. And if I was able to do this one thing, it's only going to cost me $35,000, which will net profit me about $40,000 less expenses. So you need to know, as a hustler, what is the availability? Where's the need at? As a seller, where's there a need in my city? I talk about cities a lot because we all live in one. I assume that we all live somewhere. If you were to tell me right now, any of you in this room, where you live, I could tell you the entire process for getting whatever you want to get done as far as a business jump started in your community. In about 2 hours, I could tell you who exactly to speak to in your local city and what meetings to go to in your local city so you could become your own plug. And that's what business ownership is about, becoming your own plug, your own person who is knowledgeable 360 degrees of everything that's going on in your circumference of how you can make money and how you can be a benefit to your community. So when I was in a restaurant business, having a restaurant means that the city would pay me to provide food for every one of their city council meetings, every one of their school board meetings, every extracurricular activity that they need food for, and any retreats that they do that they need food for. So I was pulling a whole separate bag other than my walk-in traffic and my catering and my parties just from city business. And a lot of people don't understand that. Cities export money. You can export money from cities by just knowing what they need. So I'm using a restaurant for an example. It doesn't have to be a restaurant. It could be almost anything. The federal, state, and local prison system buys products and also has RFPs. White people are exploiting that, and they have the RFPs in the federal prison system and state prison system that they just run that space. So there's all types of space. Let's talk about DUNS numbers for an instance. If you want to build business credit, and I know I'm on a limited time frame, but when it comes to talking about business, it's something that flows naturally off the top of my dome because I've been in it so long. You want to build business credit, but how do you build business credit? Well, you might want to get a business credit card, but you also want to get a DUNS number. The DUNS number is going to allow you to have a separate number, like a social security number for your business. And I don't care if you're just out of the house. I don't care if you have a t-shirt business, you're buying the t-shirts from somewhere, you have invoices for the t-shirts, you have invoices for the printer, you have invoices that you're paying back and forth. Well, that's building business credit. And if you're doing something larger, then that business credit just builds faster. So that's another way of having a separate identity through your business. Everybody on this platform should have a business license, whether it's active or inactive, and just keep renewing it. When COVID hit, the people with business licenses, whether they had a one-man business or they had a 100-man business, they all were eligible for something. But you're eligible 365 days a year as a business owner. You could be a reseller and never carry any product with a business license and just be an Amazon reseller and never carry any product and make $100,000 a year. There's no reason why Black people can't take responsibility for our own actions and become business owners in this society that we're seeing white people get rich by being business owners. We have a consumer mentality, and everybody's not going to be a big brick and mortar business owner and be able to navigate through all of these pitfalls or even have the seed money to even get started. But what we spend on a cup of coffee or a fancy or a car or whatever trivial or parties or entertainment, a business license is only less than $200, and it's not. It's no reason not to have a business license. I move on from there and Dr. Yacht. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a New York born street hustler. I was selling batteries on a train to people when they had CD Walkmans on the train and their batteries run out. I was right there with batteries and cold water. You know what I mean? Like I've dethroning roses when I was 11 years old trying to get my. Because I realized one thing about my father and the nationalistic community that I came from. They was broke. And that's one of the reasons why hip-hop inspired me to get my bag together, because I saw through hip-hop how everybody was getting money. It was possible to get money by being on Russell Simmons' street team and on Tower Records of 4th and Broadway. I mean, you could get money out here if you was somebody that could hustle and put signs up or do whatever you had to do. So that's the mentality I come from a child, is to get money, figure out a way to the bag. But there's a lot of ways, and I would love to help any of y'all, whether we agree or we disagree, to just get your business license, figure out who you need to talk to in the city that you live, and to open and establish a business or get business credit. And I don't need a dime to just help you out. I don't need nothing. I don't want nothing. I'm not on Twitter to sell shit. That's just not why I'm here. So if you need any help, I'll be happy to help you. If you have any questions based on anything I said about RFPs, that was the most important thing I said. You can get money just by responding to RFPs and even being a middle person and if you know somebody else, even if they white or Asian or Jewish and they have a business, you could say, hey, I got this RFP, would you want to get in as a third party vendor in this RFP? Yeah, I want to get in. How much we gonna make? Like let's think about how we could also network. Jewish people network, and they keep the money within themselves, and they reach out and find ways to hustle in the network. Jewish people are some of the most clever and tactical people. The way they've attacked even the welfare system. There's so many Jewish people that are on welfare, it will blow your mind. And they work the welfare system. They work every system available. So we got to get into city government to understand how to work these systems, how to get on to know who's on these boards and commissions that actually regulate the businesses in your community, to know who's a fellow business owner in your community. We should all know at least 10 businesses that are in our community around us. And if the businesses are a little bit too far out of reach, that's fine. You should be a black business community. Because let me tell you right now, you call AKAs and Deltas and Boule, whatever you want. But they have sewn up a network of black business ownership and diversity contracts and money within the city government, and it's hard to even break in. They are a class among themselves that is a strong class. And if you're against them in business, like you're competing against them, you'll find a lot of doors get shut. Because business is politics, and the same people sit on city council, the Boule and all these people, these are black Americans. These are the FBA. This is a Freedman. They just Boule too. They are gatekeepers in businesses in every single city nationwide. And you got to understand how to navigate them too. And it's not that difficult. So I'll adopt my yacht with that. Thanks for listening.
No problem. Appreciate it, Shepard. You sound like definitely I'll definitely take Shepard up on that if he's willing to help you out. Definitely get in contact with.
Pay for it and all this other shit. You know what I mean? When it's really free.
It depends on how much time you want to spend going through it. The easiest way is to go to Small Business Administration, the SBA, in your community, and they'll hook you up with a free DUNS number in the process and all of that. So there's resources that we just got to take advantage of.
Sure, facts.
Go ahead. You got it, DP. I think the brother's still here. I know Shepard was going for a little minute. I guess he's still here. DP, are you here? He may. I don't know if he may be having some connection issues. DJ, you got your hand up, so you go ahead.
Yeah, hey, everybody getting the Jumbotron, download my new music. I'm fire on God. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. You know what I mean? Shepard, come help your boy blow this record label up. I got fire. Real shit. Get in the Jumbotron. I got 2 songs on our exclusive website, strictly for us. Get up here, sign up, y'all. It's called Social. You know what I mean? We doing our own thing so we can get away from the WPIs, aka the White Public Institutions. That's why my name that. White Public Institutions are anti-black. So come on up on our own shit. It's right there. Hey, what's the argument now when the niggas say, hey, look, we ain't got our own. Oh, yeah, that's over with. So we get mass exodus off the Racebook, ScrewTube, and we got the lives popping over there. So it's working itself out day by day. But it ain't going to work out until y'all support it. So real talk, and I'm giving y'all free music over there. So you definitely better come over and support your boy. Up there in the Jumbotron, top left side, Social. Get up there on the Jumbotron, y'all. Let's get it.
Hey, let me pull your code real quick on them hashtags. So from my understanding, as far as I've seen, the hashtags, like having multiple hashtags, they don't really get you engagement. The videos for Twitter is getting you, like, you can see the engagement immediately. So even if it's just a short video, 10 seconds saying what you just said, but it's moving and it's in video form, it seems like you get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of views on it really quickly. So that's what I've learned about Twitter.
Right, facts on that. But let's talk about SEO just real quick. Search engine optimization. So you know what that means. Hashtags still exist. So if you click in hashtags, that leading you to actual forms and threads of, YouTube music you see up there, whatever it is, I posted up there. So it's just like a thread thing now, hashtags, but they still a little thumb, but you're right on that too, though. And that's only because the Joker's attention span is short. They don't care what they be scrolling through and clicking on nowadays and shit. That's why I don't even like posting up here on the digital format. I still sell CDs and movies. Now for that, get up in the Jumbotron for that. Come support your boy. If y'all need y'all stuff on physical media, I don't want to hear nothing that CDs, DVDs, and no, they ain't got nothing to do with it. Physical media is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Y'all just don't buy CDs no more, but folks do. I just came out the Dollar Tree, bought 2 Blu-rays for $1.25. So I sell my shit for $1. I've been doing that for 20 years, yo. Real shit. I've been back doing this shit since Tape Shepherd. Real talk, yo. You know what I'm saying? I used to fix niggas pop tape. You know what I'm saying? My uncle sent his OGs to me and shit. You know what I mean? Now I'm fixing everybody tape for their old Cadillacs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Go to the store, get a box of TDK tapes for like 10. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you catch the cigarette? Oh, shit, like $8.99. You know what I mean? Got $1 left over for some snacks. I'm about to be in here rocking tapes for the whole night. Real. Shit, I've been at this shit for a minute, but yeah, physical media equals financial stability. Physical media equals financial stability. I'll talk about our family business. What's our family biz? That's the music business. We created every fucking genre. I don't care what nobody say, but we don't own none of this shit. So therefore, meaning there's different avenues that we could get money, like Shepard be saying, if you on your hustle. So if you're doing, the family business, what's that? You could be the DJ, the MC, the audio engineer, the music producer, the lighting technician, getting paid 50 to 100 grand a year and being a union. That's what these white folks keep us locked out of. I've been rocking that shit for 20 years, complaining about it, but nobody hears shit. And then you got to deal with the EEOC, Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, when we do get our low degrees from these low colleges or HBCUs, and then we go work for these jokers, we got to deal with the racism side of the shit. So it ain't even worth it, man. We just a black Shark Tank right now, aka the middleman, a little something, you know what I mean? And yeah, go ahead, send that shit through, bro.
Hey, real quick, Shepard, I want to ask you this quick question. I know you were speaking on the business aspect and whatnot, but have you been paying any attention to what's going on in California with the reparation talk?
I have. Even before it got hot, so it was cool. This is sort of the timeline as I understand it. So EOS Tone, right? He inspired the sister that claims ADOS. And the sister just happened to be an aide to Dr. Weber, the Secretary of State, who was before she was Secretary of State. This aide brought this idea, and Dr. Weber, who is a Pan-African African studies teacher, but believes in lineage, she was like, this is a great idea. I want to see if I could talk to Gavin Newsom and get this thing activated. So that's the genesis of the California AB 3121. Now, in the mix of that, they needed boots on the ground. And the boots on the ground came from freedmen, who was the only group that was active, not AOS, not anybody else, not FBA as a group, not a lineage. The Freeman Group, CJEC, were active. NAASD were active on the ground. And they were the sign holders that the politicians needed for the content. And they did a lot of sign holding to get to, for people to see visuals. And then they created a website and a content aggregator site. And they started pushing articles about reparations as well. And that is like the genesis timeline of the California bill. Now, in between that, you had two factions. One faction wanted lineage-based. The other faction, which was more supported by the legacy groups of the two civil rights HR 40 legacy groups, didn't want reparations. By a 5-4 count, they lost by one vote. Ironically, the Jamaican dude is the one vote that voted for lineage-based. So they got that victory. Now here's where it gets tricky.
Louis Scott, what's his name? Louis Scott, right?
Yeah, Jovan. Jovan of Obi.
Yeah, right.
So here's where it gets tricky. Now they won that vote back in May, if I'm not mistaken, May, April, June, and then it gets a little murky because that's when it went cold. So after they won the lineage vote, Camilla V. Moore, she started doing the awards tour and getting on TV everywhere. I mean, the sister did like 30 or 40 mainstream interviews and really elevated her name in this battle, right? But nothing had actually been done yet. Like, there's nothing done. It's just, we won lineage, that's it. But there's no movement other than everybody taking a victory lap. So then it gets cold over the summer and nobody is really paying attention to anything. The funny part about it is there was a $1.5 million budget that the reparations task force was allotted to spend. Well, they spent that money on their friends and their friends' organizations, and they got the white papers and they spread that money out for travel and the things that they wanted to do to push the agenda. But they made a few mistakes, right? The white paper and the big booklet that they're reading off the reparations, all that shit had been written previously. There's nothing new in there. These organizations that they spread the money out to already had all these white papers. Everything that's in the reparations bill had already existed. It's not new, none of it. So basically, everybody took a little chunk of this pie that nobody wants to talk about. Everybody is kind of getting a little bag off of this reparations push, but the marketing and the agenda of it has not even progressed 1 inch. Only thing that's happened in this agenda fight, in this reparations fight in California, is that they established fucking lineage, which is great. That's it. So now we hear it got hot again because they got undermined by two of the members that were on the task force to delay it, so that the delay maybe they could stall it out until after election and try to get new people on the task force. One of the things that they talk about delaying justice, they weren't trying to just delay justice. They were trying to get Camilla and the 5-4 vote that they lost to mix that up so that Camilla and the rest of them don't have a lifetime appointment so that other people can serve on the task force. So there's a lot of things about this task force that people do not know. The money is one of the biggest things that people do not know. But I know about the money, and I know how many different organizations split a pie up and got paid off of this task force, and that's why really is another fight inside the reparations fight. And the funny thing is the same fight that Narcan and Cobra are going through over a bag. It's the exact same fight. So now here we are. Newsom vetoed the bill that was going to delay it and stop the fight, right? And keep everybody in place. But that's it. Nothing else has happened. So my question is to the room and to anybody else, if you had $1.5 million to spend on reparations, would you have spent it the way that they spent it? And have anybody in this room seen where the money has gone, the 1.5 billion has gone to justify where we are right now, which is nowhere. We haven't accomplished a damn thing. And my secondary question to anybody in the room would like to answer is if you know you're only 5.7% of the population and you got 1.5 million, wouldn't you use at least 100 or 200,000 to reach out to Spanish voters, to reach out to Filipino voters, to reach out to everybody else, especially Asians, and try to fucking bring them on board to help you vote for this thing that has to be voted on by everybody? Like, when you spend a little bit of that money to make a big tent and make everybody aware that this is not going to hurt them, that we value them, that we need your help because we can't do it by ourselves. So this is my only issue, is that if I got 1.5 million and I'm only 5.7% of the population, then I know I need help. I'm going to use some of that money to market to other communities and convince them. I'm going to have listening sessions with the Spanish delegates in the Spanish community and explain to them that anything that happens good for Black people has always benefited Spanish people. I'm going to have listening sessions with the API, that's the Asian Island Pacific people, and explain to them that everything that they living off the backs of the progress that African Americans have made in this country, and that they should stand with us. But instead, they just kept talking about lineage-based reparations over and over and over and over again, even after they had won that battle. So the progress of the task force, as a lobbyist, me personally, somebody who works in these spaces, I'm not impressed right now, and the money's gone. So, okay.
You said a mouthful of it. Do you honestly believe with the actual past history between the Asian community and the Black community that Asians themselves would actually vote for anything that they felt would benefit Black people? Let's not forget that Asians, you have a lot of them that's suing these Ivy League schools and stuff like that, basically saying that affirmative action, which they believe to be for Black students who can't get into these prestigious universities, to be a crutch and something that's really stopping them from progressing. So do you honestly believe that maybe that the Asian community, out of all the communities out there, would be the one that actually say, you know what, yeah, we know that if we know that the historical past that you guys have suffered, and we know that that there's been some things that was guaranteed for you that we actually also got and help benefit our community as well too. But do you honestly believe, just in your personal opinion, that the Asian community would actually stand in solidarity with the Black community in terms of something that they feel that not only if it gets passed, it's something that may actually put Black people above them as well too?
Great questions. So great question. And the simple answer is, I don't care about the older Asian community that's very resentful of us and dislikes us in California. The ones that are standing on their roof with rifles, fuck them. They dying off anyway. I care about the young AAPI. It's not just one group of Asians. It's like 20 different groups that wrap up into AAPI. Some of them love our culture. The Filipinos, they love Black culture. There's the young Asians don't think like what you're saying. So I'm not going to group every Asian into one box, because them older Asians that did what you said with the school integration thing, you were saying, I forget what, affirmative action. Those Asians will never bring them to the fold. But see, this is the beauty of lobbying. You don't need 100% of the Asians. We already 6% of the population. We need 10% of 100% of Asians. We need another 20% out of 100% of Spanish. We need 8%. See, you cobble a consensus together from percentages in politics. You don't just lump and cat a bunch of people that ain't gonna fuck with you. We go after specific communities, and we target those communities in politics and lobbying for the issues that we can prove that have benefited them, and we make alliances, strategic alliances in those communities. The biggest Asian senator that's on the Appropriations Committee in California is down with Black people on about 5 or 6 issues, and she's very powerful. She's very powerful, and she's down with us. So we use her, and we target her to convince other Asians. But the point is, if you have $1.5 million to spend, would you at least try to do some type of targeted marketing when you know you can't get something passed just by yourself? So you answer that question, and I know you're going to say, yes, you have to try something, right?
Well, I mean, I'm in agreement with you. If you talk about greasing palms and stuff to try to get you a favor or whatever, hey, I'm not against that. My only thing is that the palms that you grease and whatever, you know, a lot of them historically, whenever they believe that it's something that's going to benefit black people, and they've been told this, you know, for years by white people, oh, don't do this, don't do that. You know, and I know you're saying that we're trying to appeal to the younger generation and this and that, but we know too that Asians as a whole really stick together as a people, and I'm talking about the young, the old. And yeah, they share different views in their family, the older members and this and that. And I'm not going to say that they think exactly the same way, but you know, I just think that'd be interesting. You're right. If you have the money to go ahead and try to go ahead and try to use your advantage, I definitely see nothing wrong with that. But I just think historically, you have a group of people. Why they have so much resentment? These older ones, especially, have so much resentment towards black people who have definitely not only made a lane for them, but you know, provided all kind of financial security.
Yeah, fuck them. Fuck them. They're serious. Like Newstoter, fuck them. You know, like that's it. In politics. That's just not how you operate.
New generation of Asians, and I know that the Asian Pacific, all that, you think it's enough of them out there to go ahead and make a difference that you can actually sway over to the black side?
Because I don't. If this like you got a pie, you got 100% of the pie when you first start off, right? This pie, you love this pie, right? But now they say, hey, you can't have 100% of this pie. You can only have 10%. So now you add that 10% to the 6% of black population. Now you have 16%. Fuck the 90% that don't want you to that think like you're rightfully saying, Newstoter. So now you go into the Spanish community. You got 100% of that pie. Now you need 20% out of that pie, which is reasonable. 20% of Spanish rock with black people. 80% may not. Now you have 30% of the population you need. Now you already know in California you have white liberal. So now you know you have 13, 14% out of 100% of white liberals that's gonna vote with black people on some stuff. Now you have 51%. You just passed the bill, bro. That's just how it works.
It's like in a perfect world, I just wanted that even in a perfect world, if you could get 20% of the out there, the Latinos out there in California, and you can get a significant amount of the Asians. But don't go nowhere. We're gonna pass it around the room because I know we got some people hands up. We got we gonna because Sean, you haven't had a chance. We're gonna go Sean, then we're gonna go Black Pressure, and then we're gonna go Aunt Lot. Chill right there. We're gonna get back to you too, Shepard.
Going on to the roads.
Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Basically posting. I had actually looked up on a nonprofit situation. It said that it was actually founded, you know, with 3 Negroes. 17.
Hey, brother Sean, would you mind speaking up just a little bit? It's a little difficult.
Yeah, it's like it goes up and it kind of goes real low a little bit.
You hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you much better.
All right, yeah. It was an article I looked up though. It was about a nonprofit organization, and it was basically founded on the 3 Negroes in 1775. And I want to know why did Obama actually, you know, get rid of it or try to get rid of it. I don't know if he actually did, but you know, why did he try to get rid of that if the whole organization was founded on our people, on the freedmen? And that's actually for community development, and that was for our communities also. It was founded in Chicago. 400 and something acres is a historical place, and I want to know, you know, why haven't we been targeting the whole nonprofit organization? Because it started with our community first. That never was repaired or built, and they actually used that because our people was working for nonprofits. It's like a name game, so they actually using it now to actually still keep us from benefiting, still keep Black Americans from profiting, and they're actually using that to actually get illegals over here to control the funding amongst these illegal, which is Caucasian descent, or Latinos, you know, which are still most likely the Caucasian descent, and our people haven't been speaking out or protesting, you know, or counter protesting these type of organizations or these people, because it's also giving these businesses tax write-offs, and they haven't been actually putting into our communities in a proper way. letting our people lead. And they haven't even let our people know that it was actually founded on our people, on our ancestors, and that's actually our rightful positions is to be in control of community development. That's what our ancestors have been doing. We have been developing communities. We have been building here in America since day one. So I believe we've been given a blind eye on that situation. So we need to be looking into that if we want to stop all the illegal play and the illegal transporting of money. We should be actually monitoring that system and have the rightful positions to do that, like Americans.
All right, brother. I appreciate that. I don't know if anybody on the space wants to tackle that question. If not, we can go ahead and try to get back to it. Black Pressure, you had your hand up. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
I'm sorry, News. I got a couple things going on right now, but as
you want me to come back to you?
Yeah, go ahead and skip and come back to me.
Okay, we'll get back to you. We're going to go ahead and go to Aunt Live. Before we go to Aunt Live, you guys make sure you're following Newstoter and also support Newstoter on Cash App. That is $Newstoter. That is $Newstoter. Aunt Live, go ahead and unmute your mic.
How y'all doing? I just wanted to say, let me find out Shepard said something and I don't want to choke him. Okay, Shepard, I see you. I land my plane.
Shepard was Shepard was spitting some facts like I said that I think that's a great discussion, Shepard, about the actual, like I say, being able to pull. I know you're saying you got 100% of the pie and this and that or whatever, and can you get 10%? Can you get 20%? That is an interesting thing right there. If they can and let me just ask you this question here, because one of my people left a comment and they said that this was their response, like Jews, Native Americans, World War II families, LGBTQ, Japanese, Asians, 911 families, etc. Didn't need support nor a study to get reparations. So when you hear somebody say that all these other groups, they didn't need a study, they didn't need this, they didn't need that, they were able to get reparations or whatever, basically by just being within themselves. How do you respond to that?
I don't know that those two things, cobbling together a coalition and that question go together, but I'll try my best to answer how I don't know. Look, the examples that we give from war are from war, and there are different rules that apply in war than in peacetime. And if we had got our field order during war, then those reparations would have been paid right there. Unfortunately, the nigga died or got killed or whatever, and they snatched our shit from us during that wartime where we was entitled to our 40 acres and a mule during that wartime. So we had the perfect war reparations package right then and there to set us straight, and the motherfucking Republicans or Democrats took back over. It was Dems back then. Took back over and killed the Japanese and everybody else who got money. They did so. The Filipinos, the Vietnam Hmong people got reparations and land in Minnesota for helping us out in Vietnam. There's a whole list, but the list always correlates to warfare in some way or another, and that is the difference in those packages. Even in Ukraine, war again. They always speed shit during war. So another key factor that nobody really looks at is that every Republican voted for it. Shit, niggas will have reparations today if every Republican voted for it. The fuck? We only need 60 votes, a filibuster-proof vote, and we have 40 or 50 Democrats right now. So we could see. This is what I was telling you about coalitions. Here we go again. We don't need 100% of Republicans to vote for reparations. We need 10% of Republicans out of the 100% of the pie. We only need 10%. If fucking 15 Republicans vote for reparations from the House, and I guess like 40 Republicans from the Senate, 15 from the Senate, and 60 from the House voted for reparations, we have reparations tomorrow. So that's what a coalition is. So the only way to answer your question is all them other aid packages. Republicans voted for it, and it was during war. So that's the only coalition I could see.
Right, appreciate that, brother. Let me thank Brother McCoo for his contribution on Cash App as well, too. We're going to go to Black Pressure. And anybody else that wants to speak, y'all go ahead and raise your hand. Black Pressure, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Okay, yeah. I'm sorry about that. I already had a couple things going on. But I'll say this. I'm going to be brief, man. You know what Dr. John Henry Clark said about when he lectured black people about friends. He made it clear black people have no friends. In my personal opinion, just from the wisdom I've gained and living my life, someone saying that the younger generation out of all these different races and ethnic groups has more tolerance for black people than the generations before them, that is misinformation, and that is somebody who is judging reality from a plane that we shouldn't even be judging reality from. Because I'll say this, and this is to all the black people that are listening. And Malcolm X taught us this. This is not conceived by me. Malcolm said that, and just let's just say Malcolm was living the day, but he said this in the 60s. Black people are having the same conversation in 2022, just as our ancestors were having in 1865. We're still pleading with white people for justice. So if you can say, well, you know, the subsequent generations become more and more tolerant, you'd have to show me that, because the world that I live in, I don't see it. And I'll say this, you know, we live in a instant information age. You can look up these Asian people, and no matter what ethnic group of Asians, Japanese, Chinese, Filipino, you could go to the Pacific Islanders, whoever you want to go to. These people have the same exact disdain for black people in 2022 that white people did in 1775. The hate for black people is intrinsic. Time is not going to erase it. Education is not going to erase it. And this is saying a lot coming from me, a person that's mostly non-religious. The hate they have for us, that shit is spiritual. That shit is passed on from the womb, from the womb, from the womb, from the womb on down. Whatever womb they come out of, they hate black people. And I'll land my plane there.
Hey, to briefly respond, 30 seconds.
Wait, brother. I'm gonna get to you, bro. You kind of long-winded. I gotta let my man, Brother McCoo, come up here real quick, because you and Sean have spoken. So let me let my brother McCoo come up here. Then we're gonna kick it to Sean, and I'm gonna kick it back to you. So I know you want to get in, but I know when you was talking, you talked about a good 6-7 minutes. So let Brother McCoo come up in here, and we're gonna kick it back. We're gonna get it back to you in a second. Go ahead, Brother McCoo.
Everybody, I've been on for a minute. They shut my first page down, but I made another. But I might have to go off what Ray said. You know what I mean? Right now, blacks, you don't go to any Koreans and see them stop shopping with their home to shop with us. You know, so I've been saying that this thing, and it's crazy because here in Baltimore, just like on every corner we got a church, on every corner we got a liquor store. Now it's a corner store. And even though we got a lot of these Arabs coming in, we got a lot of Koreans that have, they like 4th, 5th generation. They be bringing over their children to run the store, grandchildren. Now they on their great-grandchildren. And the thing that's crazy about this, and I always say we should practice this buying from our own people, is because I've literally seen this. I'll have hair, bundle hair, where I go to a Korean store, and this is not recently, it's like 10 years ago, where I would go to a Korean store, have a better deal than what they're buying and what they're getting it for, and they look at me and say, nah, I'm going to just keep going on with my man. So they'll pay more with their own people to not even get a deal with you. So if that's not showing disdain, I can't rock with somebody like that. Even if you're cool with me, playing basketball with me and all that, bro, you're not, but you'll make it clear that, no, I want to buy from my Korean brother. I ain't going to buy from your store. Then that's showing me disdain. That's showing me what I got to do and what we got to do collectively. Let's just start, man. If I know a black person in Baltimore that buys soap, fuck going to John. I ain't going to John. I'm going to my black brother to buy my soap all the time. Same with my underwear, same with my toothpaste. And I think the more we start doing that on an individual level, a collective level, we can squash all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because for real, don't no business get ran if no black people ain't, not buying from that business. I mean, this is how Walmart, the biggest of the chains, survived. You know what I'm saying? Because we spend money there. But imagine if we take our spending power and just say, you know what, we're gonna put that spending power back without me. I ain't spending money. I ain't spending money with no career. I ain't spending money with no white man. I don't care how much I want it. I'll go without it. And I think that'll change the battleground. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the war we in right now. We're in a financial war. So you gotta, you can't bring a gun to a financial war. You gotta, you know what I'm saying, stop the dollars going where they don't need to be. And you need to put them where they need to be. And that's with all of us. So I like my plan there. And Sean, you got it next. And then Shepard, Ray, and DJ, y'all hold it down for 1 second for me.
All right, now I wanted to go on for something that Shepard said because there's another question. Through the community, the black community, you said like it's war going on all around, but it's definitely war going on in our communities too. On a level, like developing a community, and they wasn't informed that it actually was founded on us, and that's the youth also. They wasn't informed about this type of stuff. Just as well as they not informed as well enough about reparations. You said it takes the vote, and if we have war in our communities and the youth don't even know about the smallest things that could give us control. We're going to get these votes, to actually get us the reparations also. And speaking of those, like y'all said, we have already spoken on reparations and delineation. Now, what we're going to do, what we got proof of, to gain control of certain situations to stop a lot of people that really don't care about us. We got to hold on these things right now to get our politicians speaking on the same notes.
All right, brother. You were a little bit low. I just came back, but you're a little bit low. But Shepard, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hey, Black Pressure, what's that, 4 plates?
Yeah, that's what that is. But I'm not as strong as I used to be, though.
Oh, man, I ain't hit 4 plates in a long time, man. I ain't hit 4 plates in 10 years.
that picture will fool you. I can only do that shit like 3 times now.
It don't let that fool you. Shit, I can still hit. I can get up 3 plates for 6 reps, probably like 6 reps. Yeah, but I ain't where I was.
That's a beast. Yeah, that's a beast right there.
Nah, used to be. Shit, slipping that. But
but go ahead, man. I want to hear. I'm interested in hearing your reply.
Yeah, I think I softened you up a little bit.
Go ahead. Yeah. I see you coming with the jab to the head. I know you going to the body.
Okey doke. But I mostly agree with you saying. I think a little bit you took out of context. I think I only brought up the youth in regards to us needing 10% out of a 100% pie. Like fuck the 90. The way we work is try to peel the 10% and add that on to our 6. It's just like hustling. You just out, just trying to get as many votes out of a bigger demographic. And to a certain extent, we agree. I mean, I've been able to work with the Filipino community. I've been able to put a little pressure on the Korean community from time to we have yet to prove to them that we will, like the brother said, boycott them Korean stores. That we will, the new Black Panther Party went up to the Korean stores. They had slapped a black woman, and they went up there and straightened them Koreans the fuck out, and they ain't want no smoke because they never want smoke, right? But the next day, the
black woman was back. Not the black women, a line of black women were back at the same Korean store. So this is why they don't respect us. It has a lot to do with ourselves. The minute we show these other races and their race soldiers that we will stand firm economically, like the brother was just saying, and we'll stand firm together with each other, then we'll progress more. But the big point of everything was that a person here, 100 people there, 1,000 people from different communities, until we have enough that we have 1% more than the opposition. We need 10 from you, 10 from you, and that's how you build a business. Too. And a little history, and I dot the yacht. So look this guy up. His name is David Fagan. American soldier, and started killing the white people because he said, I can't fuck with y'all like Muhammad Ali said. I'm not killing these brown people for y'all. They never caught David Fagan. He took his M1 rifle and was killing white people, white soldiers, and he sided with the Filipinos. Filipinos love black people. You'll find in any Asian Pacific race besides Japanese that Filipinos fuck with us heavier because black soldiers went over there and started showing them love, and that's why a lot of black men is married to Filipinos to this day. So there's a lot of intercommunal things with Asians. It's not all just one thing. It's not all just one thing. Look up that shit. David Fagan. I appreciate your time.
Let me go ahead and let Original go ahead. Original, I see you just came in, so go ahead and unmute your mic.
Yeah, peace and reparations. Yeah, I've heard about the David Fagan incident as well, and that is true what he did. He turned and started killing the white folks, which I'm not mad at him. But there are some people around the world, they have respect for us, but like was said, because of our disunity, I can't think of the brother's name, but this brother, he was trying to figure out how he could get black people to unify and do things. And so he was traveling the world. He went to China, and he was asking them about how they did what they did, after what they went through. I'm sorry, what was that? And okay, anyway, so he saw this.
I got it. Yeah, go ahead, Original, go ahead.
Okay, so he saw this play in China, and he said, "That's it." And so he finally got a chance to meet the producer of the play. And so when the producer of the play was having a conversation with him, and so he started asking him. See, he thought that on Sanford and Son, he thought that Aunt Esther and Fred and all of them, they was white folks in blackface. And what he said to the brother, he said, no, that's us doing that, And so the producer started getting perturbed, and he said, people that would do that to themselves would never be free. He said, conversation over, we can't talk anymore. And he said, the brother was like, he said he couldn't believe it. But I'm looking at it from a standpoint of that there are some internal things that we have to make corrections on. And what one brother said about the same thing that they were dealing with years ago that we're dealing with today, if you saw that movie Hoodlum with Lawrence Fishburne, it was about Bumpy Johnson and the numbers racket in New York. Now, back in the 30s, what Bumpy was doing to help maintain the bank with the Queen. But then I saw this little miniseries, Godfather of Harlem. Like, well, I'll be damned. The same damn thing Bumpy was dealing with back in the 30s, the disunity and trying to get black folks to work together, is the same damn thing he's dealing with in the 60, 30 years later. So I think that in itself has a great deal to do with what is happening with us. We're going to have to move in a different direction. It's going to be difficult, but try to convince as many people as possible that this is the right way to go, because you got a lot of people that's scared and they're not going to move. And I just want to say that, and I'll land on that.
All right, we're going to go Aunt Light and we're going to go Sean. Aunt Light, go ahead and unmute your mic.
I just wanted to say, in regards to, like, I don't want nobody to think that I'm agreeing with Shepard, but in defense of Shepard, not that I'm defending Shepard, because I don't want nobody to think I'm defending Shepard, but what he was saying in regards to the vote, it is not that we're going to think that those people, any other individual people, are going to like us, because we know we're not going to like us, because you can't force people to like you. But in the reality of things, when it comes to a vote, as far as he's saying we need like 10%, we need the votes. And how do you say, Como D say, you're going to have to work. Work with people, and even if the average sometimes what Black people do is they don't want to play the game, they just want to be out of it. Whatever, but what he was saying is what you really do need I don't want to say necessarily grease palms, but you do need those people. And again, you don't need all of them, and not all of them. Yes, a lot of certain people feel a certain way towards Black people, but those same people only feel that way because they mad they not us. Because look at us, on a scale of 1 to 10, we're a 20, and they know they'll never be that, and a lot of it is more jealousy than anything. I'll let my friend.
All right, Sean, go ahead, and then we're gonna get to Brother McCool, and we're gonna get to Shepard.
Yeah, they see. I mean, it's a lot of people who actually seeing what's going on amongst these spaces too, on social media. People post a lot of things, and they see that like they say, we disconnected. I opened up an LLC, venture company LLC. I discovered that putting a important solution in, that was a solution, a problem solver. You know, definitely had it's been documented the historical purpose and developmental purpose inside my book with the name on it and signature by the owner of the venture company, which is a white guy, which they call themselves. Attack this country in a whole nother way. You know, because they have been stealing our ideas, our patents. They have been giving it to Asians and all that type of stuff. Or Asian Americans are actually in our politics, and they're taking our ideas once we actually put our business proposals in, as soon as we put our ideas in or whatever, because we don't have a Black separated patent type of entity. You know, it's all white supremacy entities created. And it shows that you could be a Black man with a whole lot of money, you can have a patent, but like I say, they'll still backdoor you and get these people to make that product, and still the white man to help them get it over here, you know, and it'd be a generic version of our brand. And I was trying to stop that, you know, by creating my LLC and attaching it to my projects with my people to, you know, have them, you know, back me, or not back me. I don't like to say that, stand beside me, you know, and let's get this ball rolling, as far as to like get our ideas to the Black elites, everybody who got money that's Black, start to put their money into Black people ideas. I don't care if it's your kids or whatever, like, because we definitely make our own things and put our money into it and get our own resources. We have to separate from the debt that white America already have, that they created, and it's theirs. We just never stepped away from it. We just keep adopting all of their ideologies, everything that they're, telling us to do. It's like a bank, and that's exactly what our ideas are. Also, our ideas in that venture company, it's almost like a bank. It creates policies that have to be governed. And it start with a partnership also. that's why I was like, man, get the money for real. I just want people to partner with me, and we won't make the government pay. Right? A lot of people is actually scared, and they see that.
Absolutely, brother. Thank you. Hey, brother McCool. I had to say, Allah said something that was very, very valuable. And when a lot of other people said it seemed more harsh and heartless, but she said something about playing the game. Breaking the game. Because see, the game don't need to be revamped and all that. No, we need to break that game and create a codified, justified way of living. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely going to have to go with individual change and collective change. And when I say, when I posed the idea earlier of, just everything, break it down to the bare basics. You know what I'm saying? Your bread, all that shit. When you think to yourself like, man, all this shit I buy every day. When you first get your paycheck, when you make your funds from whatever job you've done, and you go and shop. First move of thinking, and we in a financial war. Who black can I spend my money with to get what I need? You know what I'm saying? Most of us don't even think like that. We're just go straight to Kmart, straight to Walmart, straight to whatever mart. Instead of thinking like, hold up, yeah, I got my money in some black hands. And I think that's where it starts when you're in a financial war. I keep saying that, and I'm not saying it over like nobody hears it. I know y'all hear it and I know y'all recognize it, but this is a thing that we got to do collectively, but it starts individually. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think opposed to like we need to play the game. I'm thinking in the mindset of we need to break this game. You know what I'm saying? So nobody can play it again. You know what I'm saying? Like this, just like somebody's favorite game of trouble, and I'm trying to break it up so you can't even pop the thing in the middle of the board. You know what I mean? Brother McCool, go ahead and give a shout out to your business as well, too, man. This is a black-owned business space, so go ahead and let everybody know about your business. Oh yeah, for sure. Thanks, Newstoter. I got a base here in Baltimore in the DMV area, so I do got a maintenance. Definitely got a apparel business, Be More Codified, where we have codified messages about reparations and anti-black hate. You know what I'm saying? But it's basically strict and specifically for black people. And you can find us. You can follow us. Be More Codified Instagram. We got a Twitter page. We definitely can go to BeMoreCodified.com. You know what I'm saying? Check out some of the apparel. Order online. We definitely ship. And if you're in the Baltimore area, you know what I'm saying? We make it a face-to-face thing. We deliver. You know what I mean? So y'all can just definitely check me out on it. Definitely, brother. Go ahead and put it in the Jumbotron if you can. If not, go ahead and tweet it out later on. I'll go ahead and I'll retweet it as well, too. So y'all definitely support this, brother. Definitely a long time supporter of Newstoter, so definitely appreciate Brother McCool. Definitely always supporting the content, the platform. Coming to the Twitter Spaces, he's very busy, man. Owns multiple businesses on the road. So whenever he can come to the space and we're not having these connection issues as well, because let's put the connection issues out there too. And we definitely appreciate the brother. So definitely as always, thank you, brother, for coming to the space. Shepard, you got it. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hey, Brother McCool, congratulations, man. Ashe is much success to you with your businesses, man. I hope that's working out very well for you.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you. And you know, just like every business, you got your up and downs, but you know, that's what come with it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Shepard, real quick before you start, can I get, because she's been having some issues. Let me get and that's only if they want to come up. If that's only if they want to come up here. But Elo Puppet, do you want to go ahead and say something? Just let everybody know about your business.
You know what? I can wait. If you to the party, thank you to the host and co-host for hosting this space. Before I introduce myself, put a heart in the space if you have already donated to Newstoter platform this month, right? I think that's very important. I put multiple hearts because he knows, like, I'm faithful supporter of him and also Marcel. I'm a firm believer in honoring those that go before us and do the work, especially if we don't have the time to do it. And so I just encourage everybody, put it on your put it as a monthly recurring donation, whatever. But y'all, for y'all that's into reparations, you know, you got to put your money towards these individuals that are running for office or hosting these spaces, providing education and all of that. So, firm believer in that. All right, moving on. I'm Kai, founder and CEO of Elo Puppet Diaper Brand. I started my business back in 2020, right after around the time George Floyd had been murdered, and you know, his daughter was going to be without a father. We found out he had a daughter. And so from there, I was like, well, I really want to, you know, have a voice for the Black community here. And I wanted to protect families. And the only way I knew to do that was to create a business that would always be around, right? Always needed. So that way, that money could always, at least the community would have some stream of income on. Issues. So I realized, like, that's one of the things that we as Black Americans want to do. We want to solve our own. Diapers and wipes. Let me put my phone on vibrate. And oh my God, I'm kind of lost for words. I always do this pitch, but
take your time, Ceci. It's not a race. You don't have to be the hare, just be the turtle. You know what I mean?
Thank you. So I will say this. I'm very passionate about my community supporting me and being the ones to propel me or push me into retail stores, right? So I am doing the work, meaning I'm you know, I have to take time out of my day to talk to different regional stores, apply for their supplier diversity program, all of that kind of stuff. So I do believe that yes, I can get into stores without having those sales, but it's those sales from mainly my community that is going to allow me to scale up. And honestly, it'll help show my financial institution that, hey, these are my customers. I bought this amount of inventory. This is how much is sold out, and it just looks good, right? And we could scale up and really start to generate some income and put more money towards, right, Newstoter's platform, put more money towards Marcel's running for Congress campaign, so that, you know, these people can be out and we can get the word out, right? I will say, support me now or invite me to your spaces now, because once I get big and the money starts rolling in, I'm not going to be welcoming, you know, hey sis, you know, we got this going on. I'm sticking to the people that I knew from the grassroots, right? That invited me to these spaces, that educated me on our issues, because that's the main thing. I want to I want to take my revenues my profits and put it towards those meaningful issues where I can see the impact, right? And I can see the manifestation of our work, right? I just don't want to just give my money away. So, but we until yesterday, but I will open it up for tonight or the remainder of the week. This past week, we were honoring Diaper Need Awareness Week, and Diaper Need is where families do not have enough money to buy an adequate supply or a month's worth supply of diapers for one child, and that's usually around $80 a month. But with inflation, I'm pretty sure it's a bit more. And so, as part of our community service and those things, we wanted to definitely collect donations because I'm in Florida. I'm based out of Florida, and of course, we just had Hurricane Ian come through. So I definitely wanted to get some of our products down there. FYI, I don't like to give any products away for free. I know the Jackson, Mississippi thing going, and that man, he gave a lot of water for free. That's not me, right? He been in business a long time, probably, and he got money. That ain't us. So at least not yet. And so donations are welcome. Your purchases are needed in order to push and propel our business, not just my business, but I really believe that my brand is a quote unquote community brand, right? And so I will say this, Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade have launched a baby care line, and also they have diapers. So, don't be surprised if you see them in Target and Walmart now, but also don't be running to get them off them shelves when you know that now you've met the owner of a Black-owned diaper brand, right? So I think I'll land my plane there. Hope you hear and hear my heart, and help join in and get to be on your timeline. I think that's all. If you have any questions, please let me know.
Yeah, sister. Hello, Papa. What's going on? It's DJ. So, could you break down the? I know you explained it before in another space, the difference of the pricing between store bought versus your brand.
Absolutely. So, I'm actually working on expanding my packaging because I only manufactured a trial pack size, so it came with 15 diapers. But what I want to say is that I'm working on, regular retail packaging, right? So like, for a size 1, you can buy 32 pieces of that per pack or something like that. And what I can do is either match what I see on the shelves from Pampers and Huggies, or I actually could go lower. So let's just say if the average price is around 36 cents when it comes to Pampers and 46 cents when it comes to Huggies, I'll try to price it at 25 cents to 30 cents per diaper in a pack. And that just depends on, of course, how many pieces come in that packaging. So we are, if you go on our website, we are in between inventory right now. But we're looking to hopefully get sizes newborn to, I want to say size 4, hopefully in by Black Friday. So we are expanding our line, and that's great. So we'll have more diapers, and then we're also looking to bring on baby care items as well. So we'll have the baby wash, the lotion. We're just working on a formula, especially for melanated skin. So those are in the works. But yeah, as far as pricing go, we definitely can undercut.
Mail me as many like pamphlets and business cards you got. So what it is I do, I sell CDs and DVDs to this day.
Hey, peace, sis. Yeah, I appreciate what you said. Let me ask you a couple of questions. Are you capitalized? Like, have you went through a round of capitalization?
I have not.
Okay. Are you tied into the municipal or state government in any way?
I am a registered vendor for the state of Florida, and I could also bid on federal contracts as well.
All right, great. So your lane, when it comes to non-retail sales and bidding, is probably best through behavioral. I don't know what they call it in Florida. Behavioral science and health organization, and through Florida Medicaid and through Florida Social Services. All three have RFP bidding processes that buy exactly what you sell, and it's probably just a matter of having a little bit more capitalization and keeping a big amount of inventory on hand when you apply, so that you're able to service the demand. And the demand is great. I didn't have any forewarning that we would be speaking, or I'd probably be able to tell you how much behavioral health and human services and social services spends on some of their campaigns that they do to give away diapers, and that we already know they don't have any African American diaper manufacturers in their queue. So there, if I was consulting for you, that you hire someone with that capability that I'm talking about to get in the weeds of Florida Medicaid. And the funny thing, it don't have to be just Florida Medicaid. You could get in the three surrounding states. I guess that would be South Carolina and Florida and North Carolina, and you or Georgia, and you could really just
Georgia and
go
Alabama.
ahead. Yeah, but not it's too many. Yeah, you just want to go probably just three at a time and send, because it's a lot of paperwork. You even just two at a time is a lot of paperwork. But that's why you would just hire one person just to do that. That's all they're doing is trying to acquire contracts through the RFP process, and meet and influence those who are involved in the RFP process in those states. So that's my professional advice to scale your business. Just to invest in the one shot 50,000 diaper order from behavioral health care at one time, and it's a recurring order, so you know that you'll have the capitalization once you hit that first lick. That's the way I would approach it. As while I'm getting money in retail, I would still I'll be trying to get money in municipal government, and that's not even touching state government. I know that many of the businesses have diversity supplier programs, and as well as you just mentioned it, and you're already registered. Man, you have so many opportunities to swim, small women, minority, and through diversity program that are mandatory 20% contract go to African Americans. So you got mandatory contracts that have to go to Black people, and there is nobody like you in that lane. So, sis, you got a gold mine. You just hire the mine. Even plan to speak on that. Be honest with you, but I dock my yacht with that. And much blessings. My inbox open if you need any help whatsoever, free of charge. Hit me.
Thank you so much. You're absolutely right. I do a lot. I'm so busy, and I'm actually. Is there a bid? Is it a bid? It's not a bid just yet, but it was like a solicitation for diapers, and I had to go through this process of like applying. It's something where like the military, but any purchase for me. But like you said, I think some of the major upfront costs are like having that large inventory. So one, putting up thousands of dollars, right, and then bringing it over here, and then storing it, right. And so that's why I'm like, I need help from my community as well. So whether it's your donations or your purchases, that's going to allow me to at least cover any monthly warehousing fees or whatever that I have. Outside of any loans that I would,
Hey, hello, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
I was just wondering, how up for you are you selling equity in the company so people can come in and help you operate the company that you feel fit is able to do so? I think that'd be a great option as well. Just as a business owner myself, I own a few businesses myself. I mean, like high cap businesses. So I understand, like, your business expense, your monthly expenses, and things like that. And definitely it can get very heavy, especially if you're doing it alone. So I'm just wondering if you have anything like that in mind. Operate within the Black community, also obviously, and growing it even more, because the more people in this type of industry or business or manufacturing, the larger your scale of growth is. So I just want to know that fact.
You are so right. That's the main goal. Like the big picture is to get in this space, and then now the Black community knows it, and we could potentially own a part of it. But I'm always open. But as far as equity, I only would consider equity to those that can for sure get me into retail, meaning they have some type of expertise and they have went before me, not on paper, but before me, and talk to whoever got me in front of their people, and then I actually get a purchase order from Walmart, Target, whatever, and then before everything is signed, then I would bring in equity. But if you can't do that, then what I would do is
everybody to do. It's homework time, so let's get busy, right? So what I want everybody to do is go online right now and search for economic development corporation, EDC. Sometimes get them funded for free to you with no interest, and most likely never have to pay them back ever, just because you're a Black female. You know what I'm saying? That's American, and those things are already in place for you. So you understand when you say you wear many hats. Shepard is right. You're going to have to start offloading some of that work. But, we need some of our folks to come up once in a while and start doing just a little bit of pro bono work on some of our folks that got businesses. You feel what I'm saying? And it ain't even about a couple dollars. That shit easy to get to you. You know what I'm saying? Because everything nowadays is gig work. This ain't nothing but the hustle nowadays. So if you ain't getting busy out here on all avenues, it is what it is. So what I would do if I was you more is continue to focus on the e-commerce side of it. Because why even go into brick and mortar when most brick and mortars are failing? I come from the brick and mortar era straight up, and I'm still looking for certain brick and mortars to house my product. But I think in your case, if you continue on with your e-commerce and just going hand in hand, this is what I'm saying. Send me 1,000 cars, yo, of your product information. You know what I'm saying? I'll be out on the street all day, every day. You know what I mean? Another thing you should start doing, go start pulling up at the social services building. Ain't nothing but mothers out there. Hey, yo, you ain't got to go to the store no more. I'll deliver these shit straight to you. You know what I mean? Locally, you know what I mean? Free of charge. Just buy 20 diapers off me, you know what I mean? And I'll drop it right at the door. Start talking go to the post office, United States Postal Service. Start looking up their postal plans for what it costs to mail stuff, and start checking all these shipping, because I do shipping still. So shipping is getting out of hand. It's a problem, you know what I mean? So start offloading some of the shipping by, hiring a delivery person just to make drops for you. So this is simple stuff. So again, Economic Development Corporation in your neighborhood. Also look up some people call it urban enterprise zones, but they're really called opportunity zones. So if you live in an opportunity zone or urban enterprise zone, I got my fingers up, quote, because that's like, I guess racist or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Urban enterprise zone, you get half off your state taxes. You know what I'm saying? Automatically. I think you pay like either half or like 25% of your actual tax you'll pay. So with that being said, again, Economic Development Corporation, because they're connected to the SBA, that's Small Business Administration, and search for out the wazoo. So you can start generating and all the government contract stuff Shepard talking about, they can help you with that free of charge, because it's their job. You know what I'm saying? To help you with that. I actually just recently got done with a economic development course over here in Jersey. I got a free laptop. I got business books. You know what I mean? Real thick ass text looking books. Like it was a real course class, certified and everything through the SBA. But now my instructor, she calling and hawking me to come do my loan. I ain't ready for that because I had to switch so much stuff around. And I wear many hats too. I need folks to, hey, go out there and sell these CDs and network them. Go out, come over here in the studio and make these beats. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it. I'm getting older. So it's like my family don't want to learn this shit. So that's why I'm here to teach y'all the family business. You get in the Jumbotron too, y'all. But again, Economic Development Corporation and search either opportunity zones or urban enterprise zones. It's one and the same. Opportunity zones, urban enterprise zones, and Economic Development Corporation in your city, state, town, wherever it might be. Go ahead.
Hey, I just like to. My bad. I just want to piggyback. I just because when you talked about certification, so we also have in the process of getting approved for what's called a DBE certification, so Disadvantaged Business Enterprise. And here for the Florida Department of Transportation. So essentially, what they found out, at least for Florida, what they found out is they had a goal, right, to do business with minority-owned businesses, but when they looked at their numbers, they were like, wow, why didn't we meet our goal? And they realized that's because they didn't have a lot of businesses that certify. So they are pushing the certification there. They were there every step of the way. They sent me the application. I filled in things. They told me to send it back. These specialists, these DBE specialists, they really work with you hand in hand. And like you said, it's literally their job. I'm excited to see, how they're going to help me in the bidding process. So, just to blow your mind a bit. So with diapers, they could go into our turnpike service stations, right? They could go into vending machines at the railroads. We're getting a Brightline railroad that will connect from Miami to Orlando and eventually to Tampa. Those type of things, right? And I could set up at an airport, or my goods could go be at a convenience store or whatever in the airport, where I could have a standalone spot as well. So just those different type of things. And of course, transportation, it's so much money. And so I would say if anybody's in transportation business, or you have a goods and service, or you're in the vending machines, I was on their bid website, and all across the nation, they had some openings in New Jersey and in Kentucky, Cincinnati, just for vending machines, right? Owning and operating that. So that certification is free. Also consider, I guess, getting those national minority certifications as well. I know for me it's good when we talk about getting into hospitals. That's another legwork I got to do. But I'm sorry, I forgot to mention how my product is different, right? I just always skip over that part because I'm like, oh, the bigger picture is that we need this for our community.
Yeah, but that was one of the other questions I asked you, other than the price. What's the difference of the store-bought brand versus your brand? But we talking business up here. But go ahead.
I know, right? Thank you. Okay, so Pampers
hey, can I say this real quick before I forget this idea? So we know we're gonna talk about the quality of the product. So you know what you should do, and hear me out on this. So like you said, you wear many hats, right? I understand it. So what you gotta do is get like those visuals down, explaining what it is you do. Spend a little couple dollars, like Shepard said, to go get a video production crew to come into your facility, or even if it's your house and you're working out of your house. It's all the same. People want the product. We don't care what you're living like or looking like. We just want the product, right? So hire them to come do a little information interview. Do like an actual ad on your business and just put it out there through the social media and run it like that. And I hate to say this because I'm trying to get us to exit us from these WPIs, white public institutions. But being that you have a business, you could spend $1 a day on Facebook, ScrewTube, and all these other places, and promote Hello Puppy. As a not I know we on our black shit, but just keep it straight up on the diapers. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all mothers want to know. Oh, you got diapers, and then when they find out. Is that, and try to get like more of a visual, more of a graphic type detail of your business. You could start running just like $1 a day ads. $1 a day will get you what is it, like maybe up to like 300 people looking at the actual. Go to the Miami Metro or whatever it is called, or Transit, you know what I mean? And say, hey, look, I'm doing diapers. I know you probably got like a lot of single mothers here or just parents in general. And just say, look, start giving them out as rewards because you buy it off of me. You can just give them away. And then start getting your gift card game up. Get some gift cards. Hey, look, this is what we're doing. The holidays is here, y'all. We need to start figuring out a way to get this bread. Real talk. But, hey, Todd, I don't know if you're there, but Black, if you want to speak, go ahead. Excuse me, Hello, Papa. Go ahead and finish explaining the quality. Oh, my bad.
Hey, hold on 1 second. Hold on, because we are going to be closing out soon. So I'm going to go, because I know Black majority states been actually waiting for a little minute. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys get the last word in so we can go ahead and get to him, because I know he's been waiting for a minute.
Okay. Hey, Black. You're absolutely right. Going to the quality real quick. So, Pampers and Huggies haven't changed their diaper line since the 90s, right? It was born in the 90s. I'm 31 years old this year. So we talking about $1 billion, $2 billion brands or companies that have continuously put cheap quality products on the shelves, and they raise the prices, and they just sit back, and now they're just literally working off of brand loyalty. Everybody knows this brand because it's been around since the 60s for Pampers, and then 80s for Huggies. And so with us, what we actually put some thought and care into our products. So our materials are a step up, right? They're premium. They feel better. They feel softer. We to this day, we still have not had any parents report leaks, right? Our technology is different than theirs as far as the absorbent technology that we use as well. And so I really took my time learning about diapers and how they're made. I'm actually going to a convention that they do annually. I'm going to learn more about diapers and the trends and the materials that go into it to best educate our parents. But nonetheless, we use cotton, right? And a lot of times these larger corporations don't like, diaper brands don't like to use it because it adds an extra cost. But I'm using cotton. My diapers are bigger, right? Pampers, I think, has even kind of sort of reduced their size diapers. So that's why parents are experiencing a lot of blowouts. Huggies had a I don't know if you all know this, but Huggies had a lawsuit, major lawsuit, because their diapers were causing or some sort. And so when we talk about the safety and care, and I don't want to offer my community cheap products at all. I don't give a damn what the unit price is. I'm like, if it's cheap, I'm not gonna sell that to them just because they're low income or whatever. No, they're gonna get the best, and I'm just gonna take a cut in my margins. But nonetheless, they're hyperallergenic, safe for babies with sensitive skin. Again, my parents love them. They come with all the premium features: stretchy waistband, leg cuffs, wetness indicator, just a simple plain diaper. We'll get into the prints later, but all that stuff costs money. So we're just gonna keep it simple for now and definitely keep the costs low. But I think that's pretty much it. If you have any questions or advice, my DMs are always open. Also, if you donate, you also are entered to win either a Telfar bag or a Athena designer handbag as well. So once we get a certain amount of donations, we can start raffling off those designer handbags. And you're entered to win a donation. But thank you.
Okay. Hey, Black, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Okay. Thanks for letting me speak. Shout out to Newstoter and DJ and Ray, the host. Miss Elo Puppet. So as I was listening to you talk, and you mentioned Target and Walmart, and being a truck driver, and being a shopper, I'm just thinking, like, where do our people shop when they can't get to the Walmarts or the supermarkets? And so I did a quick search, of course. It's the Family Dollars and the Dollar Generals.
Yep.
There are 8,000 Family Dollars and over 18,000 Dollar Generals. And I used to work out of a Dollar General distribution center, and so they're regional. And so you do a presentation, present it to them in one market. That may be a good way for you to get in front of our people with your product and sell it in that way. So I just wanted to shout that out. And then also, if you could put your donation link up there, I'll put something on the donation. And if I win a handbag, I got a couple sisters to give it to. So, but yeah, that's all I got.
You're absolutely right. It's that those two stores are actually in my business plan. So I just, I need to put more focus in. Like you said, I gotta find those distributors, and then I could work about, because it's very difficult to find whoever the corporate buyer is for those companies, and then getting in front of them and having a meeting and all that. But I think the distributor route is the way to go. So I think I'll focus my efforts on that.
Hey, just real quick, here's what you do to solve that issue. A lot of the times, right, these businesses, because I'm looking into the Dollar Tree, but I kind of fell back on because I ain't like how they was trying to grift off the Juneteenth. But I might have to go back and holler at them because they got doing certain things that I'm into. You feel what I'm saying? And I see it in a store. So to make a long story short, all you got to do is go to these folks' companies' website. A lot of the times they already got the business inquiry information. So if you just go to the website and say, hey, how can I contact Dollar General? Because I'm a business and I'm selling diapers. That information is already on a website. You know what I mean? So don't be always too what's the word? Perfect or whatever. Trying to put the business plan and all that other stuff together. As long as your numbers match what it is they can afford to buy your stock at. That's all that matters. You know what I mean? And obviously the product is grade A stuff. You're not just selling China bull crap. You feel what I'm saying? So get on these websites, go to their business section inquiry, start contacting the district manager. Don't even talk to the buyer, because the buyers, they be in their own world. The buyers, nine times out of 10, they don't even come into the office, yo. They too busy traveling, going to these trade shows. You feel what I'm saying? Pulling up at fashion shows and all this other stuff. So just get in touch with the website, holler at the human resources / district manager, or whoever you got to talk to in their business section, and go from there. Well, go ahead, though, Tyler.
You want a DJ?
No, go ahead, Ray. I just got on talking. I'll go next.
No, cool. I was very quiet tonight, man. Like I said, I normally, try to speak, but I don't really know it. All that I have, obviously shares it to some other friends. I hope your business takes off, sister. And please know that you are welcome to come, in the Newstoter space. Anytime we're having it, we would love to have you. I land right there.
Hey, Ray, what's your passion, real quick, just to ask you? What's your passion? What you like to do?
My passion? Oh, man. I haven't been asked that in a long time. I mean, I used to run track, but I mean, that was 20 years ago. Honestly, man, it's going to sound corny, but it's true, man. I'm just trying to raise these kids, man. Just trying to take care of my wife and, I got pretty square, to be honest, since I got married. So, that's all I'm doing. Just trying to make sure these bills get paid every month, man. Take care of the family. That's it.
Right. So, in my opinion, since track is your passion, and I like track and field too, you know what I mean? I like the Olympics and all that. So what you need to do, since you got kids, right? You need to be the next King Richard. You feel what I'm saying? Whoop them kids in the track star, son. You know what I'm saying? I want the next Michael Johnson. You know what I mean? We need the next Flo Joe. You feel what I'm saying? So whoop them kids in the track stars, and you're gonna see your passion come to tuition through your seed, bro. You feel what I'm saying?
I absolutely agree with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. In my babies, I haven't seen that yet. If I'm just gonna be honest, like my oldest daughter, she's like in the anime and things like that. And my other two are just 7 and 8 years old, so they really haven't shown that interest. So I don't want to be that. I just personally don't want to be that parent that's trying to live out my dreams because I want to go to the Olympics through them. I'm not gonna force them. Whatever they're good at, obviously I'll co-sign that 100%. But I don't want to, push them to, football or anything, especially if they don't want to do it.
Right. So with that being said, I understand what you're saying 100%. And just see what they do from there, you know what I mean? And even if they still don't want to do it, because like you said, you got your one kid, they into anime or whatever, then start doing whatever it is you can to make sure they're the best animator. And they get the number one, and wind up having the number one game development corporation that's Black America owned. You feel what I'm saying? So, you try to put them onto one thing, and obviously they got their own personal passions, their own individuals, but definitely try to, not force them, but hey, look, let's go over here to the track. Bet y'all can't beat me. If you do, I'll give you $100 or whatever. You know what I mean? They're going to be trying to shoot for that bread. So, hey, Dad, we getting the track this week. I need that money to go buy some electronics for my anime. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I do a lot of volunteer work. I don't know. I love track. I really do. So I do a lot of volunteer work. And the last track meet I went to, Justin Gatlin was actually, and I got a chance to meet him. If y'all don't know who he is, he was
champ. That's the champ.
Yeah, that's the champion. He's the man that beat Usain Bolt right before he retired. One of the world's fastest men. Really, really cool, brother. I mean, down to earth. Like you would think he was one of your cousins or something. But I'm not gonna keep going. Like I said, I know the space has been going on a long time. Like I said, there was a lot of great information. I learned a lot. So from I believe it was Shepherd. And brother, he came in here, dropped a phenomenal amount of knowledge, man. So when I'm quiet like that, I'm just sitting here, I'm just soaking up a lot of game, and just if you guys have any suggestions of anything that can make the spaces better, please make sure you put that out there because we're trying to support each other. And it's just hard, with the 2 or 3 of us trying to think of topics and stuff. So if you have anything that you think would be beneficial to the space and to Black Americans, please make sure you put out there. And again, I land right there. You guys have a great night.
I'm not going to keep everybody too much long. We pretty much covered a lot of stuff tonight. Get out the room. Thank you to everybody who contributed on Cash App, Wayne, A Boogie, Sean, Brother McCool, to everybody who contributed and whatnot. I just appreciate everybody who came out, and y'all make sure y'all support Black-owned business and continue to push the reparation movement as well. And until tomorrow, we'll see you guys 8 p.m. Once again, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Monday through Thursday. We'll be here tomorrow, so you guys make sure you check us out and click on those notifications, and we'll see you guys tomorrow night. So y'all have a good one.